And head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for only $9.99. Plus Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for only $2.50. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or vegetable fajitas for only $9.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's in downtown Greenville, and now available through DoorDash, featuring a half gallon of the famous margarita mix to go for only $9.99. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
At U.S. Cellular, we believe everyone should get more of the latest 5G technology for less of your hard-earned money. Right now, everyone can get a free smartphone, whether you're a new customer or not, with no trade-in or hidden fees. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Why do I run? Is it because I'm driven? Because I love the challenge? God, no. I do it for the beer. If you're the kind of runner who does it for the beer, this summer you can get one on us with the Michelob Ultra Beer Run. Grab your run buddies and get out there, because this summer there's beer at the finish line. Sign up at ultrabeerrun.com and trade your miles for beer.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
Greenville's original express car wash is now offering a fast pass for as low as $19.99. That's one pass, 4 locations, and unlimited washes. Visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and East 10th Street, and also in New Bern on Glen Burnie Road. And by popular demand, Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
My whole business just went up in flames. But my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owner's insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. Unfortunately, many organizations today simply react to IT issues after the damage is done. This is known as the break-fix cycle in the tech service industry. University PC Care's Business Services Division has a better way, a proactive solution called BizCare. What's at your office? Call William at University PC Care today to schedule your free BizCare consultation or learn more at universitypccare.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome boat prices from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them the voice sent you.
The best place for delicious food and great prices is Familia. Familia has something for everyone, like New York-style pizza, lasagna, chicken, veal, or eggplant parmesan, homemade meatballs, plus a variety of seafood selections and favorites, like the steak burger and southern pork chop. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this with purple!
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello and welcome to a Thursday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We are on 1250, 930, and online at pr927fm.com. You can find us visually and see myself and the handsome Mike Mullis on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Check us out there. Subscribe to Pirate Radio TV. Got a new episode of Pirate Radio Trivia that just came out, and I'm super distracted by this sporting event going on in the Olympics right now. New episode of Pirate Radio Trivia just came out. You can check that out on Facebook and on YouTube. Subscribe to Pirate Radio TV. All right, a lot to get to on today's show. We'll talk, obviously, a lot about what's going on in conference realignment. Boy, some news coming out yesterday. Mike Oresco not sitting around waiting, and apparently he's got buddies at ESPN that are trying to get some teams from the Big 12 to join the American. We'll have that story and comments from it, and your calls and comments, 317-1250. You can chime in on what you think, and also send a message via Facebook Live, Twitter, or YouTube, and be a part of the program. We got that coming up. NBA Draft is tonight. We'll go over some props and talk some NFL with Jeff Nadu, the big man on campus, coming up later this hour. At 4 o'clock, we'll have our 2021 Fantasy Football Primer. It's almost draft season, so we'll talk a lot of NFL coming up in hour number 2 of today's show. At 5 o'clock, Troy D. and Touchdown, Tony Collins, will be here talking ECU athletics, conference realignment, and more. So a packed show here on a Thursday. Shirley Rhodes not here at the moment, might be here later on in today's program as she's handling some biz, but Chandler Honeycutt is in the audio production seat today. Hello, Chandler.
What's up, Clipper?
Still looking like my creative golfer on PGA Tour 2K21.
That's what, when I wake up in the morning, that's exactly what I strive to be, is your creative golfer.
I put a purple shirt on my creative golfer a couple nights ago. Glenn Griffin is here, bright and shiny as always. What's up, big dog?
Summertime, man.
I don't know what's shinier, your shirt or the top of that bald dome.
I figured it was a joke on the head, the shiny comment.
Because there's a light right on it?
Yeah. Another bald dome in the studio.
Mike Mullis looks like he's ready to throw that football.
I know.
Right at you.
What's up, Mully?
Hey, buddy.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah. Gentlemen, a lot to discuss. We'll start with what's happening. What is happening right now in the world of college football, Mully? So Texas, Oklahoma are splitting on the Big 12 heading to the SEC. When? We don't quite know. We know that they will not be rejoining the league in 2025 when the grant of rights deal is over. It could happen before that. Now, what's the next domino to fall? This is pretty hilarious. If you go to ESPN.com and look at the story, Molly, it says Big 12 alleges ESPN trying to destabilize league. Network claims to have no merit there. The story has no merit. And they're using an Associated Press story. ESPN is reporting the news about ESPN
on their website.
Very awkward scenario there for ESPN, and they just took the AP story and posted that up there rather than an ESPN writer writing the story. So Bob Bowlesby, the commissioner of the Big 12, has accused ESPN of encouraging other conferences to pick apart the Big 12, and the American is right up there as one of the alleged guilty parties.
First off, with losing the two teams that they're going to lose, it's already picked apart. I mean, there's not a lot of meat left on that bone. Mm-hmm. Not that's of any relevance. By the time all this stuff shakes out, this will be small news as far as the fact that Texas and Oklahoma are going. That's going to be two of many.
Right.
By the time this all shakes out. And look, if anybody, and I don't think there are many people that are fooling themselves to think this isn't about money, when you have ESPN being the ones that have the finger pointed at them, ESPN's going, we better either be involved on the front end of this, or we're going to be left out in the cold when this super conference starts their own network and they don't need us anymore.
Yeah.
So I think this is all self-preservation and kind of this is nature. This is survival of the fittest, and the big dogs are running. And it kind of is what it is.
It's always been that way. Bob Bowlesby said yesterday, quote, "It's clearly them doing things that are disadvantageous to our business, and I have absolute certainty that what I'm saying is factual." You've got a commissioner of a league who was part of the cool kids, the Power Five, who was
how cool were they, Clip, before this even happened?
They were in the club.
They were
They have 2 schools that are cool.
There you go.
And then you had guys hanging out, getting that runoff coolness.
They were the wingman.
They had several wingmen.
I think it was like a situation where there were 2 hot chicks at the party, and everyone else gave their attention to the 2 hot chicks. Like they made so many concessions,
but they were still at the party. I think they still got the invite to the party.
I think a better
did they?
I think a better analogy would be there's a group over here that is all sexy for various reasons. Okay, being the SEC.
What do you find attractive?
The big sexy.
Like this whole group, like they've got something going on.
Mm-hmm.
This other party, if you will, had like 2 decent members that were reasonably sexy and attractive, and they said, you know what, y'all could come join us and be where you belong.
That is kind of the case for all these leagues.
100%.
I mean, what's attractive about? Wake Forest. When it comes to football, like schools,
about
Vanderbilt, but you can do this with every league. Is my point.
I think 100%, and that I think is my point, is that those pretty people in each conference will be in one conference when this thing's all said and done, and it could be even broken up between sports lines where you could have. And I think the ACC's play right now is to partner up with the Big Ten and try to be the basketball conference. And let the SEC
bring Kansas in with them.
Yeah, I mean, do something to try to say, hey, we're going to still remain.
The loca's not a factor anymore. We can throw that out the window.
That doesn't matter.
Academics, is that still important?
When was the last time it was important?
The only reason you keep the Wake Forest and Vanderbilts around is to keep GPA up.
Well, I bring that up because, like a West Virginia, apparently that's been a.
They can't get into the ACC because of their academics.
Does that matter in 2021?
I don't understand how it matters if there's no governing body.
It matters today because they have that rule. That rule will go away. Right, just like these other rules. These rules are now merely suggestions. They're no longer divided amongst. These are absolutes. I mean, it just. The rule is, it's the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. And that's what you're seeing. And the SEC has the gold. And the SEC is now dictating to the NCAA, along with every other conference, this is what we're going to do. You don't have to like it. We're okay with that. We're okay with that. It's the Yankees. It's go back through sports, and this isn't the first time we've seen this.
Really?
And this isn't the Premier League. Like, I'm not a soccer guy, but I did find that fascinating, and I find the comparisons interesting. But the fan bases aren't going to riot to keep Mississippi State in the SEC.
Yeah.
You kind of have ESPN acting as the governing body of college football, and it's the closest thing it's got.
And bro, all ESPN wants to do is make sure they got something to show on Saturdays that's not, quite frankly, East Carolina Tulane.
I say they're the boss because they're the only one that can tell schools that you go at this time. Like they are the closest thing to a governing body.
Right. You brought up Mississippi State. It kind of goes back to the talk about the ugly girls or whatever, just being a part of the clique. But Brandon Walker, Barstool Sports, Mississippi State alum, they were last week when they were talking about, okay, how are these votes going to go in the SEC about bringing in Texas and Oklahoma? And he said Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and Vanderbilt are going to do whatever Alabama, Florida. Yeah.
Can we stay?
What do we need to vote to be here with you guys?
They're going to go over to the Alabama folks and say, how are we voting?
Yep. And
make sure that we're included in your party.
Yep.
Because it's Survivor. You want to stay on the island.
It's 100%. Just don't get voted off the island.
And evidence of that is Texas A&M, who clearly did not want Texas to join.
No.
Voted, hey, come on in.
Did they really? I haven't seen that.
Instead of they could have just threw out a no, but they went along with the program.
Did Texas write Texas A&M a check, like an NIL check? Like, hey, we'll give you, $20 million if you just vote yes.
Yeah.
And if that came out tomorrow, would that surprise anybody that's listening right now?
If Texas A&M got some hush money?
Yeah. It would not surprise nobody would be surprised.
I just love the hypocrisy of it all, of Bob Bowlesby saying that they're trying to hurt our businesses, or he didn't even say schools. He said our business.
Right.
And what have they been doing to Group of 5 schools? Like you said, the golden rule, who has the gold? He had a little piece of it. Now it's gotten away from him, and he's crying foul. Hey, this isn't fair.
Well, and I think what he was playing with, where the SEC was playing with gold, the Big 12 was playing with Bitcoin, and the volatility of the Bitcoin really exploded on them when they lost the 2 draws that mattered. Who else in the Big 12 matters? At one point, you could have made an argument that Baylor was relevant.
And are we only talking football here? Baylor just won the championship in basketball, but nobody cares.
No, no, we are. I'm thinking football.
Okay, yeah.
Oklahoma State, you could have made the argument maybe just because of the money that gets pumped
relevant.
in there.
Yeah. But not on the big stage.
Okay, and Iowa State's a quality football program.
For now, they've been garbage forever.
But still, if they win the national championship this year, there's still nothing sexy about Iowa State. And look,
Central Florida is more sexy than Iowa State.
And anybody can say what they want to say. I've had this, but name a directional university that has a high level of success. Okay, that's kind of number one. Name a school with the word state behind it that has the same perception as Alabama or
at one point Florida State, but not anymore.
Correct.
They were close.
And Florida State, and there's probably if we really sit
Miami.
here. Well, see, but Miami and Miami State.
Yeah.
If we sit here,
Glenn doesn't follow the rules.
If we sat here for the entirety of the program, we could probably come up with 4 or 5 legitimate arguments.
Florida State might be the only one.
Well, again, and maybe I'm trying to be a little gracious. Yeah, see,
they had a run to a national title.
Yeah,
but you know what? But you got to be a couple generations removed as a fan to even. Sure. If it wasn't for Mike Vick, there would be no Virginia Tech.
Yeah. Frank
Beamer.
Yeah. You're talking a whole different level, though. They were a very good program, but not a Texas, Oklahoma, Bama.
And the levels that they're classified by now did not exist when Virginia Tech was relevant.
No, the game is completely changed in the past 20 years.
These teams have already seceded from the union. Yep. They already are their own enigma.
The top 5 to 10 programs are professional sports teams at this point.
And you got to roll like the Notre Dames. You still have to roll Michigan in there, although Michigan is not relevant from a wins and losses, but Michigan
their name
is still
will always
a brand.
Their money and their fan base exist.
And they put 100 and some thousand butts in the seat at the biggest
just like Tennessee
stadium in the
Tennessee stinks, and they still have a name. UCLA in basketball. I mean,
USC in football.
Yeah, yeah.
Kansas stinks in everything but basketball.
But what's going to happen is now, in my opinion, and again, been saying this forever, these schools have realized that wait a minute, why are we being told it was the tail wagging the dog. Why are we being told what to do by the NCAA that at the end of the day, they could have all packed up and just gone to the NAIA as an existing governing body? And the NCAA becomes completely irrelevant just that quick.
All the NCAA has is the basketball tournament.
That's 100%.
They have that in the College World Series.
And
but the bowl system and the college playoffs exist outside of that.
The TV deals, yes.
As evidenced by this week, there is a Barstool Sports Bowl that's going to be only on like a streaming.
YouTube and Facebook type deal.
Yeah.
I mean, they jumped the shark a long time ago on bowls, but that's the nail in the coffin there.
You remember this little thing called MTV and the impact it had? And the first video was Video Killed the Radio Star, right? That's what we wonder why attendance is down. It's not just down here. It's a convenience play. There's so many ways, so many platforms to consume a game, especially if you've got Alabama and Georgia playing at 3 and there's any other game. I want to be somewhere where I can see the Alabama-Georgia game because I can still keep up with my team.
Yeah, I can just hop on Twitter and know the entire scene that's happening that Saturday within 3 minutes.
Or I can stream it Facebook Live. I can do Barstool Sport. There's a million different ways to
consume content.
Right. And then if I really am interested, somebody somewhere is going to have a highlight reel that I can go watch tonight at 8 o'clock and know what the big plays of the game were. And I don't have to sit in the stadium at noon when it's boiling and I can be at, local sports bar watching 10 games.
And now, a lot of people have those nice man cave setups. I do not, but what I do have is a nice TV, a smaller TV, a laptop, a phone,
right?
And I create my own sports bar.
You've got a media center
every Saturday and Sunday,
right? You got a media center right there. So I mean, there's so many things that are wrong, and the TV deals are going to become more and more. I say more and more important. I don't know how they get much more important than they are now.
Ludicrous,
but yeah, it's insanity, and it's so funny that all this has kind of come about. This is yet another thing that COVID opened the eyes of the world to. We saw only conference games last year, and the product for the Power Five, in my opinion, was a better product. Do you want to see an SEC conference game, or do you want to see Alabama play McNeese State?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's not a fair. How about Alabama plays Miami this year?
Okay, and I agree, but that's what you're going to see more of. Alabama's not. You're not going to see Michigan play Appalachian State anymore. Why would they?
Yeah.
It's so you're going to see. Yeah, Alabama Miami is intriguing. 2 years from now, that could be a conference game.
Done, and that's not good for the ECUs of the world.
Or is it?
Now that, well, what do you mean?
Or is it? So, in my opinion, for us to have a chance to win at the highest.
By the way, ECU plays Michigan. In 2023, I believe.
Maybe.
We're on the schedule right now.
We're not there yet.
Yeah.
Is there a fathomable, imaginable way that East Carolina has a chance to play for the national championship? Only if maybe it goes.
If they expand the playoff, yes.
To a big tour.
As it's said right now, no.
Correct.
0.
So if these teams that are kind of the bullies, they go ahead and do their thing, at least we have a chance to compete on a level playing field. Now, it's the NIT.
I've said this for a while, Mully. Nobody agrees with me because they can't really.
It sucks.
They don't want to face the facts, and it stinks. Group of 5 playoff would be awesome.
100%.
Rather than the crap bowl, and you're playing the SEC's 10th best team.
That's right.
Or even Ohio in the Beef O'Brady's Bowl. How about Ohio in the round of 16 in a tournament format?
It's kind of condescending for us to play the 10th place team in the SEC and we finally get to a bowl game.
I know, and I see the point that says it's condescending that we allow ourselves to just do that rather than try to compete and play in the other thing as well. So
I mean,
I see both sides of it. I'll just say a group of 5 playoffs would be way more entertaining than the bowl games.
I don't know how anybody could disagree with that.
Yeah. All right. Is that it for that discussion? That was a hearty discussion.
I mean, and this could go on. We could do this for hours because there are so many points that each point creates another point. And it's all speculative and who knows. But I'm going to tell you, there's not going to be a lack of content as it relates to college football for a long time. The season is going to get in the way of the stuff of the insanity that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I feel like it took 3 years for all this mess to shake out last time at least. It's going to take at least that long this time.
I think what you're going to see,
probably
Glenn,
5
is
years.
I think the addition of teams to people that are going, hey, wait a minute, don't forget about us. I think that's going to be a slow drip over the next 3 to 5 years.
Right.
And then you're right. It may be 5 years before these teams ever line up to play each other.
Sure.
But we're going to be hearing about this, and then it's going to be UCF's leaving to go to the Super League. What about us?
You're still dealing with bureaucracy and universities, and things are going to take time. There's legalese that has to be done.
And you could want what you want, but again, you can't always get what you want, and that's
the Big
kind
12
of
still
what we're
going to have to pay this year.
Bleep in one hand.
Yeah,
want in the other.
See which one fills up first.
Yeah.
The Big 12 still has 3 years at least to get through together.
Do they?
How do you do it?
They write a check. How to make everything else? How did they pull the football season last year? They just said, "Okay, we're not going to do this. We're going to do this, and let's go play football."
Oh, I was going to mention that too, Molly. When you said the SEC is running this thing, didn't they kind of run it last year when
100%.
they held out and said, "Wait, we're playing this year. Why are y'all?"
And they never wavered.
No,
that was when that was the first time when they said, "Hold on, the NCAA doesn't have any power over us.
We're playing, guys."
And then the Big Ten and Pac, they're all like, "Well, we're not going to play. We're going to take care of our student athlete." Wait a minute, they're going to play. Well, if they're going to play, we'll
play a few.
Yeah, we better do something. Maybe it's safer now.
If there's money being thrown around, we better get in the game,
man. And recruits and I mean
that's what I mean by money. There's a lot.
The depth of this thing goes way, way, way deeper than the little surface scratch that we've made.
By the way, before we get off the topic of college football and money, we've joked in years past that the Alabama quarterback's probably getting paid more than ECU's head coach. Well, now we can say that for certain.
Is that for certain?
As their QB has I think it said $800,000 in deals, and he's been offered deals upwards of $1 million plus.
And I maybe the conspiracy theorist, I think Nick Saban is just a genius for saying that. Nobody knows whether or not that's the case. But if you've got
Bryce Young is his name.
Yeah. If you've never taken a snap as a starter, whatever, He comes out, Nick Saban comes out in his presser and says, hey, the value of Alabama is our quarterback who's never even started.
I didn't even see that point, Mully. It was Saban who came out with this.
Yeah,
stuff.
nobody.
He said he's set to make 7 figures.
That's right. It's
what
not.
What a recruiting pitch.
No. So let me ask you this: if you're trying to decide between Alabama and Clemson, and you got Dabo Swinney, who's not at all in favor of this, but then you got Nick Saban, and who could we be talking about? The Manning kid.
Arch.
Sure.
Yeah, so we've seen what Nationwide and what State Farm, whoever Peyton's with, we've seen the marketability of that brand, and Saban just happens because he can't say that to the kid face to face, but he could say the value of the brand at Alabama is this kid over here hadn't even taken a snap for us, little old dumb me. He's got a chance to make $1 million.
How about that? Yeah.
How about shoot?
And
that's something.
Dadgum.
Stanford coach David Shaw says, it's obvious to me that Nick wanted to plant that and make sure people knew that. It's a great way to recruit people to come to you.
And I've not read that, but that was it. To me, it just makes if you're a 5-star kid and you're teetering. And you're going, that dude ain't even taking a snap there.
This is a brand new pitch, Molly. You do your facilities, you do your schedule, your TV deal,
and then potential sponsors.
And then you say, and here's what our guys have received.
And see, they can't do that. From my understanding, the coach cannot
use it as a
recruit
pitch
off of that. But he can make a broad statement like
in a press conference.
Hey, we've got kids that are getting $500,000 a year.
They do when they do their walkthrough to their facilities have a bill like a sign up?
I don't think.
Interesting.
I don't know that. Again, this is
that's going to be broken a million times, but interesting that is a rule.
Moreover, that rule, they are going to be creating rules on top of rules. Yeah. This thing is so new.
Yeah, they are trying to treat the athlete's deals as outside of the program, while the athlete is still part of the program.
They're going, we don't know anything about it. Wink, wink.
Right. Sure.
Well, I don't know what they're getting. All I know is he's driving a. We got that Range Rover dealership right down the road, and he's
got a new.
This dude's got a new. Yeah. So I don't know. It's look, it's the end of the world as we know it. It will never be the same. There's no going back. I mean, if you want to watch purity in sports, you better get down to about the 12-year-old level.
You better get down to about D3
because that's where it's going to be.
Which, by the way, the Greenville Little Leaguers will be on ESPN Plus next Friday
at 10 a.m.
Watch them on TV.
Yeah.
Parker Bunch has signed a NIL deal with Adidas.
Would it surprise you?
No.
Mully, a lot of people liked your line about the evolution of man picture.
Did they?
Parker, myself, and Troy did.
Yeah, good.
They thought that was good, Mully.
Good.
You're good for several of those to show, but they really like that one. Chandler, take us to break if you could. We'll come back. We'll finish up our rundown. We got one topic done. We still got to talk. We got an ECU player on a watch list. We'll mention that. Aaron Rodgers. I think there's a lot of ways you can look at what he said.
Oh, yesterday. I can't wait.
And Mully certainly is opinionated on Rodgers and the Packers. We'll do that and more when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get a 2021 GMC Acadia and save over $5,000 off. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
The Tarboro River Bandits are back, and this year we'll have a full season, and all fans are welcome this year. Come watch some of the best collegiate baseball around with over 20 Division I players on this active roster looking to compete at a high level. We have a family-friendly atmosphere, awesome stadium, food and drink specials, plus the coldest beer on the East. Come do something different with the family this summer with the Tarboro River Bandits. 29 home games to choose from. Tickets available at the gate or online at TarboroRiverBandits.com.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, a wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
If you're recovering from an injury, getting back into sports, dealing with everyday pain or fatigue, then Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness can help you get back on track and live well. Kinetic has a saltwater heated pool, perfect for athletes with ankle and knee injuries, that will allow you to start training and running sooner during the recovery period.
This is Dr. Shondell Jones, and you deserve to live well. Call us at 364-2806 or visit kptonline.com. Go Pirates!
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously, but as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Do you find yourself hungry, but looking for some new and different options? Then the Bodega Market Cafe in Uptown Greenville is for you. They offer a full-service menu featuring breakfast, lunch, and dinner, also with a variety of unique vegan selections. Dine in or sit outside in their great outdoor dining area. Plus, they're always ready for pickup or delivery. Open 24/7 for your convenience. The Bodega Market Cafe, located in Uptown Greenville, across from the BB&T.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's for the best Mexican food and fun in Greenville. Come and enjoy favorites like shrimp tacos, steak and chicken fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, ACP, and more. Follow Chico's on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's for dine-in or to go. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, Chan Man, great job thrown into the fire today. But doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Mike Mullis is here. Big Dog Glenn Griffin here as well. Let's hurry along and get a few more things in, as we went pretty long there in segment number 1. We've got 2 Pirates, Mully just informed me. I saw one, didn't see the other, who are on a watch list. Holton Ahlers, East Carolina quarterback, has been named to the 2021 Warfel Trophy watch list. Danny Warfel, former Redskins great.
Florida.
More known for his time as a Heisman winner at Florida.
For Spurrier.
With Steve Spurrier. So Holton Ahlers is on that watch list.
Boy, are they going deep when they name a quarterback award after Danny Warfel.
Yeah, and again, if you saw his pro career, you're asking why. But if you saw his college, everybody put up numbers in the fun and gun.
Can't we just change that to do we give Tebow an award, the Tim Tebow watch list?
Probably so.
Best jump passer in the game.
I wouldn't have, if there's some sort of teammate of the year award, I would not have, or leadership award, I wouldn't have an issue with it being the Tebow award.
No, just call it the leadership award.
Yeah.
Or call that the quarterback award.
Right.
Sure. Mully, And was this guy a Packer? Great. Tyler Snead has been named to the Paul Hornig Award watch.
He was. Cleveland. Maybe he was a Cleveland Brown. I don't know. That's Paul Hornig. That's even a little before me.
The Paul Hornig Award, presented by Texas Roadhouse, is now in its 12th season. It is the most versatile player in college football.
There you go.
So that's a good award to be associated with. Congratulations to Tyler Snead. John Young is on a watch list, as is Rajay Harris at running back. All right, Aaron Rodgers back in the news. Mully, you this is something that you're passionate about somewhat, to the point where you called me yesterday and said, "Are you listening to this? Yeah. Are you hearing what's happening right now?" So I did listen to it. Chandler, do you have that pulled up for us? I'll take that as a no. We'll get that in a moment. But I think you look at this two ways. This is very rare for a player to come out and be honest about everything, or at least in his opinion, what he thinks is the honest outlook on a team and organization. And you can also look at it from the other side, that Aaron Rodgers is the biggest diva known to man.
So here's my thing.
What side are you on?
No, here's my thing. So it was very me. Like it was very him oriented. Obviously, everything.
It was all about him.
Everything.
And now he did mention some former teammates. We'll get the audio up if we can. In a moment.
So here's my question. They just made a decision to bring back. I'm drawing a blank. The wide receiver.
Adams?
No.
Oh, Randall Cobb.
They're bringing back Cobb.
Yeah.
Okay, Cobb was a productive player. We can all agree to that. How healthy was Cobb last year? None. Okay,
he hasn't been good in a long time.
Correct. So now they brought him back. If he's a flop, is Aaron Rodgers going to step back to that same podium and go, you know what? They brought him back for me, and it's my fault that we didn't win the Super Bowl because my guys laid an egg.
Of course he's not.
No,
and
he's
I
not.
don't think he needs to.
But the perfect example is LeBron puts a team together around him. They lay an egg, and everybody else in the front office is to be blamed. But if but you also look at the
job wise, maybe, but public opinion, everybody knows LeBron's running the show.
Correct.
Okay.
But Aaron Rodgers, first off, I like Aaron Rodgers. He's a great regular season and playoff quarterback.
Until the championship.
Correct. So, but let me ask you this. They got to the championship game with the players that he was given, that the team constructed based off of salary cap, based off of what they... if you're going to stand up there and say how much of this is about you, then make it all about you and go, you know what? And I'm the reason we came up short in the championship game. And if they bring all these folks back...
There's not a lot of that.
There's none of that. No.
What did you think about him bringing up,
Woodson,
Woodson?
Peppers was... So the greatest example, and I heard somebody else say this on talk radio today or yesterday. You saw what the Ravens did with Ray Lewis. They let him hang around at least a year, and arguably 2 years longer than past his prime, and they still paid him as though he was Ray Lewis. Look at the situation they're in financially right now. They did the same thing with Flacco. They overpaid that cat because he won them a Super Bowl. He won them a Super Bowl about like Peyton Manning won the Denver Broncos a Super Bowl. Yes, he was playing quarterback. He did not win that football game.
Yeah, I mean, the teams that win, the Patriots, they are very cutthroat. They are business first almost when it comes to signing players, re-signing players, cutting players. As fans, we want those guys to be around forever, but that is not a winning formula.
So let me ask you this. When they came to him I guess it's 4 or 5 years ago, Aaron Rodgers, and they laid that monster contract out, did he go, you know what? I'll sign this if I have some autonomy to bring back this guy, and can we have a
James Jones and Jordy Nelson can get a chunk of this? Yeah, right. I'll do it.
And can we have a parade for Julius Peppers? And can we, maybe Clay Matthews, maybe we need to build him a statue? None of those things were said, but he took the money. And it's just... GMs to G, and look, and I understand if you want to make him aware. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to be able to play this back. I'm going to say about week 12. Aaron Rodgers is going to go down. Jordan Love's going to come in and play admirably.
Kurt Benkert.
Getting some reps.
Right. Well, Jordan Love's going to get we're looking at Garoppolo and Brady, and then all of a sudden the Packers are going to be picking up the pieces, maybe with Kurt Benkert. Maybe the Packers are going to look up.
They traded Garoppolo.
Exactly right.
So you're saying they're going to trade Love?
He's going to get just enough, do just well enough.
So where's Rodgers in all this thing?
He's going to be gone too.
He's gone too.
It's like the guy that was there kind of in the transition from Favre to Rodgers.
There was
the guy that he ended up in Seattle.
Oh, Hundley, Brett.
There was Brett Hundley.
Was that his name?
There was Brett Hundley, and then there was
UCLA.
Yeah,
and then there was the Seattle quarterback.
But I think that was due to injury. Probably.
Yeah, that wasn't because
Rodgers was
riding the bench behind Favre.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's the karma. You can't outrun it. Rodgers has made such a. You're talking about a spotlight that's going to shine so bright. When have we ever talked about Green Bay this much in the preseason? Never. It's Green Bay always kind of has their stuff together. They go about their business.
Well, there's usually not a ton of questions. They're so consistent.
That's what I'm saying. And that embodies the town of Green Bay. That embodies what Green Bay football's about.
Mully did not like the line where he said, nobody's coming to vacation in Green Bay. They're coming to play with me.
Play with me. And by the way, our team.
And he did say, and the team. And almost like he was like, I better say this.
Let me throw this in there. And to win a Super Bowl, well, Aaron, help me understand how's that worked out for you.
One for, yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't get it. And like you kind of were alluding to, I know the veteran guys in the locker room are buddies and they cheer for each other, want the best for each other. But you hear them say all the time, it's a business. How are we supposed to escort those folks out of here? We paid them a lowball price. You know why? Because they are greatly diminished in their talent.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We were going to offer them a chance to stay here. They chose to go elsewhere to get more money.
Unfortunately, there's a salary cap. You can't do these sweetheart hometown deals.
That's exactly
for your
right.
guys. Chandler, good on you for finding the audio, but I think we just recapped it all there, so we don't need to hear it. So
nice job, though.
But good work. Awesome. You had it ready to go.
I went through about 30 files.
I saw you over there. There was smoke coming up from the keyboard, but hey, you got it done. All right, Mully, NBA draft tonight. I got one question for you.
No.
Who is I'm not going to ask if you're going to watch it. I know the answer to that. Who's the consensus number one?
The dude going to Detroit.
And his name is?
Cam McQuaid or whatever.
Close enough.
That's what we're calling him the rest of his career.
Close enough.
Cade Cunningham from here on out is known as Cam McQuaid, who sounds like a late 80s, early 90s detective.
Yes, exactly.
Cam
right.
McQuaid.
Yeah.
Dennis Quaid is Cam McQuaid.
What's his name again?
Cade Cunningham.
Where's he from?
Oklahoma State. Former AAC. ECU be playing him in a couple years. Maybe.
Yeah.
T-Boone.
If he walked in here, I would go, man, that's a tall guy.
We're playing their sister college this year in Oklahoma in the Myrtle Beach Invitation.
That is true.
Their sister college.
I don't think anybody's ever said that sentence before.
Wow.
Glenn,
the only thing
I think the Hornets are going to trade back. So I think
and get 2 first rounders?
I think they'll trade back and pick up 2 because the 2 bigs they want.
I want the foreign guy.
I want Kai Jones from Texas.
What about Sengun?
I don't want foreign guys.
I want
either,
foreign guy.
I want either Kai Jones or I want Isaiah Johnson from Kentucky. I want rim runners and catch lobs from LaMelo Ball. That's what I want. I want.
That's what
guys
Miles
with
Bridges
pogo
does.
sticks.
Okay.
I want tall guys that can do that. That can also block shots. I want a 7-footer that can jump out of the building and catch lobs all day.
I'll take that as well.
All right.
Can he defend the rim?
And no more.
Can y'all talk about this when I'm gone?
I knew this wasn't going to.
I have absolutely zero to offer.
All right, we'll move on.
Thank you.
We'll talk more draft in a moment with Jeff Nadu while you're gone.
Awesome.
MLB trade deadline. Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant not in the Cubs lineup today, Mully. And that usually means that
Rizzo to the Sox.
Is that your prediction?
I'm guessing.
That's the rumor. Is a little crosstown action in Chicago.
Oh,
no, I'm saying the Red Sox of Boston.
I have seen a rumor of a crosstown trade with the Cubs.
It'd be much easier logistically. Just go over there.
The Cubs did make a trade, sending Ryan Tepera, the reliever pitcher, to the White Sox. So they've already made one move.
That's the crosstown trade that happened.
There have been a number of guys that have been traded. I'm like, now who's this?
Yeah. Did you know, Mully, Frazier, the Frazier that got traded,
Clint Frazier,
led the major leagues in hits this year? He's the first player to be traded midseason while leading the majors in hits since this outfielder was traded to the Cardinals in 1990.
So you're asking for the person
Who was the player in 1990
that was traded to the
Cardinals outfielder? I want to say from the A's, maybe
Jim Edmonds.
I only knew him. You're a little early, you're a little. Edmonds was later. Willie McGee.
I never knew he was anything but a Cardinal.
Me too. Same.
Who did he get traded from?
I want to say I saw the A's, but I always thought he was a Cardinal.
I always thought Willie McGee was a Cardinal.
Led the league in
my mind's eye, he will always be a Cardinal.
All right, there you go.
Regardless of who drafted him.
Rays are beating the Yankees 14-0. By the way, that's awesome.
The Yankees are so bad,
but they got Joey Gallo. Let's add another bat to this lineup with Stanton, Judge, Gallo.
Okay, unhealthy. So now it's Gallo.
Yeah.
Judge was a scratch last night.
What a weird team.
I mean, look, that kind of goes right back to what we've kind of kicked around this whole show. It doesn't matter how good you are. Can you stay healthy?
Yeah.
I mean, is Randall Cobb going to stay healthy? Probably not.
Randall Cobb is a non-factor in 2021.
Yeah,
I completely agree.
Maybe Rodgers just didn't have any more buddies in the locker room.
I was going to say, why would he even want him back?
I mean, it seems like it's 3 years too late.
He said, "Watch this,"
because
he goes, "Watch this." Hey, I think we need Randall Cobb. He'd be great to have, and let's just see what happens. You're going to do it?
They traded draft capital.
You're
for him.
serious?
So they called his bluff, is what you're saying.
So you're seriously going to bring Randall in? Man, things are changing, bud.
Yeah.
Maybe he tries to get Jordy Nelson a nice 10-day contract or something.
Now he's like, damn, I should have started with a bigger name.
Yeah, who can?
Why did I start with Randall Cobb?
Well, because that's as obscure and a useless trade as has ever been made. What position is he going to play? What number is he going to wear?
Can we get Donald Driver back?
He's not fast enough to do kickoffs anymore, so I don't know what you do with him.
I mean, that had to have been. That was a wink. Watch this. Okay,
that was
hold my beer and watch this.
Right.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see if I can get this done.
You know
what? I'm gonna make him dance.
What I think about when I see Randall Cobb, those eyes. He's got weird eyes.
Okay.
He's got Mike.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
He's got Singletary
not
eyes?
at all.
You know what I'm talking about?
He's got like oddly colored eyes.
Okay.
I'm going to pull that up from Mully, and we're going to take a timeout. All right. Thanks for hanging out, Mully.
Yeah, man.
Well, we will be back with you, Jeff Nadu. Oh, you want to say something?
No, you guys enjoy the NBA draft tonight?
We will.
I hope you do too.
I will.
So you've never noticed his eyes? It almost looks like he's wearing a weird color contact or something.
No, I see what you're saying now, but no, I've never.
All right. These eyes.
That was what I was thinking you were talking about. Maybe there was some song he sang or something. But.
If you go on Woj's Twitter, he's already spoiled the first 4 picks.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not going.
the first round's almost done.
I wonder if I can still bet on it. Let me see. All right.
Hold on. Is the draft going on now?
No.
But he's saying
But he's
this
like the
team is
Adam
locked
Schefter
into
of the
this
NFL.
team, basically, or this player.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's different with the NBA because it kind of works out that way. Like there's
Well,
these
there are-
4
just
guys
that-
are going to go first.
There aren't
Or-
that many guys.
Yeah.
I mean-
it's different than the NFL when you have so many moving pieces.
Thank you, Molly. We'll see you later. Take a timeout, come back. We will talk some NBA draft. Jeff Nadu joins us. We'll talk some NFL in hour 2. Troy D, Tony Collins here. And hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. More to go after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Down East Wood Ducks baseball is back. Come out Saturday, July 31st for the Beach Jersey Giveaway, presented by Lenore Community College. Free to the first 1,000 fans. Be sure to purchase your game tickets in advance at woodducksbaseball.com or call the Wood Ducks offices at 252-686-5164. See you at Granger Stadium when gates open at 5 and first pitch is at 6. Go Woodies!
You've worked hard to start your business and working even harder to make it successful. And that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from Select Bank and Trust. And as the business world throws you curveballs, we're here to be responsive to your needs. Our team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select, member FDIC.
At Tiebreakers, we admit we have a bit of a problem. People love our wings so much that they're starting to sell their home TVs just so they can watch all the sporting events here at Tiebreakers. Seriously, we're glad you love our hand-breaded, hand-cut boneless wings that much, but we really need you to go home at the end of the night. It's okay, we'll be here tomorrow. And when you come back, bring a friend with you. For great food, great friends, and cold beer, we'll see you at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers, break the chain, eat local.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates! Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. A couple of Major League Baseball players are having unreal seasons. Some thoughts next.
Baltimore Orioles baseball.
Pitch here, swinging a drive, deep left field from Wins. Back to the Crawford boxes, and gone! Another two-run home run for the Orioles. Austin Wins goes deep against Garcia. Second home run of the season for Wins, and the O's are pouring it on. 13-3.
Catch all the O's action right here on Pirate Radio, your home of the Baltimore Orioles.
Can you really believe what Mets pitcher Jacob deGrom and National slugger Kyle Schwarber have done this year? Let's start with deGrom first. Entering this month, he had made 13 starts, throwing 78 innings, giving up just 30 hits while striking out 122 batters and walking just 11, and had a 0.69 ERA. Insane numbers. How did he ever lose 2 games? But he did. Speaking of insane numbers, how about Schwarber? He went on a tear last month that was unreal. He hit 12 home runs in 10 games. No one in the history of the game had ever done that. The ex-Cub had 25 home runs entering July and 261 at-bats. You can do the math. That's a little over a home run in every 10 at-bats. He's on pace to have a 50 home run season. Every once in a while, guys will have career years. It's magical when it happens, and such is the case this year for deGrom and Schwarber. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
Well, if it isn't the Pirate Captain.
Pirate Radio.
The beard's looking great, my man.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. University's PC Care has been Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. University PC Care are the local tech support experts for any business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now let's head back to the Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Flip Rock.
All right, it is NBA draft night. We'll talk about that and some football right now with Jeff Nadu, the big man on campus. He joins us on the Fixed NC Live line on a Thursday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Big man, how you doing today?
Pretty good, Clip. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. Jeff, also the host of the Sit Down podcast, where he talks about the history of the mafia, mobsters. And Jeff, I have a guest idea for you. How about American Athletic Conference Commissioner Mike Oresco, who appears to be a boss, at least at the moment, some behind-the-scenes stuff with the American and ESPN to reportedly poach some teams from the Big 12, and he's being very aggressive. I don't know how many people across the country really care about this, but from an ECU perspective, we have to hope that the AAC stays intact and of course, add some teams as well and becomes a viable conference in the future of college athletics. How about that news that came out yesterday, and the American and Mike Oresco getting pretty aggressive, it appears, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, this is opening up a lot of stuff here as far as, teams, conferences wanting to realign. You open the gates up and people are going to run in. Michael Oresco, that's actually a decent name as far as most of the individuals that we go.
Yeah.
They have vowels at the end of their names. That might be a good one. As I know, though, I don't believe Mike Oresco. There's no alleged ties to the mafia. His behavior recently may warrant that down the road.
Little mafioso activity going on, and hoping that the East Carolina, selfishly ends up in a good spot when all these dominoes fall, and that changes hourly, daily. So stay tuned on that, folks. All right, Jeff, talk a little football before we dive into the NBA draft. And I don't know, storylines from training camp thus far. You heard the Aaron Rodgers comments yesterday, where he talks about he just wanted to be more involved in what the Packers do. He named several former players he played with that he said were not treated the right way towards the end of their time in Green Bay. He's there. Don't know how happy he is to be there. What does that mean, you think, for the 2021 Packers? How do you view them today as opposed to maybe, go after last season where you thought, okay, they're going to return, they're going to win their division, they're going to go to the playoffs, they're going to make a run. How about now? What do you think about Green Bay?
Well, look, I think the great thing about Aaron Rodgers that we can always give him the utmost credit for is he is a consummate professional. He is one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, and regardless of the way he feels or behaves off the field, he's always going to give you his play at the highest level. Now, when you look at this team, obviously the questions were, was he going to remain around? Were they going to retain everyone that we hoped they'd retain, including Devontae Adams? And it looks as if they're going to retain everybody. Offensive line has obviously been the big problem. Now, they need to hope that some of these young guys pan out, i.e. Elgton Jenkins, John Runyon Jr., they've got some, Billy Turner. They've got some young kids in the offensive line that we hope can kind of figure into what they expect. They went out and got some kids to come in as well in the NFL draft. They added Amari Rodgers to play in the slot. I think that's going to be a nice addition. All of a sudden, they've got some weapons. Adams is a terrific receiver, as we know. They've got some young guys in St. Brown and Rodgers, obviously Marquez Valdes-Scantling. I think this offense is as good as it gets. They've got a guy in LaFleur who's an offensive caliber guy. Defensively, I think they're pretty solid as well. I like their front seven. They're not great, but I love kind of what they did with Rashawn Gary a couple of years ago. I like Zadarius Smith. Ty Summers is a guy that comes in from TCU a couple of years ago that I like. And the secondary is young, but I think it's very good. So I think they're right in the top three pecking order of the NFC. When you look at all of a sudden, now that they're looking to be like they were last year and years before, you've got to figure they're the sure favorite in the NFC North.
Jeff, we got some contract news. Zach Wilson signing with the New York Jets. And, Trevor Lawrence, it appears, will play from day one there. What about Zach Wilson, Trey Lance? We know Justin Fields will likely sit to start the season, but could be in very soon. What about Lance in San Fran and Zach Wilson there in New York? Are they day one guys, in your opinion, as they have signed now?
Yeah, I think Zach Wilson surely is. I think of all the quarterbacks, probably outside of Trevor Lawrence, he's most ready to compete, and I think be a guy that could take his team to another level. Obviously, in the years past that we've seen them, they've had Darnold, who was never seemingly healthy, had mono, and then he had COVID, and then he had all this stuff going on. The offensive lineup there all of a sudden looks pretty solid, particularly on the left side. Becton and Vera Tucker, that's as good as guard and tackle as you could ask for.
They got Morgan Moses from Washington.
Yeah, they've got some veterans and some young guys. You look at this group to throw to all of a sudden. They went from being a pretty bad receiving core to, you have Mims, Davis, Crowder, and Elijah Moore. Not a lot of sexy names there, but I think all competent, good receivers that I think could turn inward and be really good. Keelan Cole as well. You've got a good running back group. They're a young team, but I think there's a lot to be excited about up in New York. Pretty good defense as well. I really like this defense. I think they're undervalued. You look at the offense or the defensive line, the front seven in general solid. Marcus May, Bryce Hall in the backfield with LaMarcus Joyner. I like this team. I think they're going to be a bit of a surprise. Could push 7-8 wins.
Man, they've just been such a mess. It would be interesting to see them turn it around so quickly there in New York. Jeff, let's talk some draft, and we'll get some of your props you're looking at tonight. But quickly, from a Hornets perspective, had a frequent guest, Spencer Percy, on the BuzzBeat podcast, talks Hornets basketball. We had him on yesterday. He said the player he wants the Hornets to get at 11 is a big man, Alperen Sengun, I believe is close to how you pronounce it. It's funny because last year I fell in love with Jokic and Vucevic and Nurkic and said the Hornets need to find one of these European dudes at center and let's roll. And if they get the Turkish League MVP in tonight's draft, I might be happy just because I'll get what I wanted. I know Kai Jones, you talked about the other day, big man. Do you know anything about this foreign center and any other names I should watch out for the Hornets at 11 tonight?
Yeah, so Sengun actually was the MVP last year in the Turkish League, one of the better leagues in the world, frankly. I kind of liken him to Yusuf Nurkic, but better defensively, in my opinion. I think he's a guy that would fit perfectly up in Charlotte. Obviously, he's not a guy that's just going to catch the basketball and run the floor. He's a guy with good touch around the basket. He can shoot the basketball a little bit, pick and pop, good mid-range jumper. I think eventually he can get a three-point shot. When you look at kind of what you want a player to turn into, obviously the goal is to turn into Nikola Jokic or Sabonis and guys like that. But I think he's kind of a mid between Sabonis and Jokic. I think he's got a better, possibly down the road, mid-range and three-point shooting game over Jokic. I think Sengun is a terrific selection for them. It depends. Do they want a guy a little bit more athletic? Obviously, you want to look more towards Kai Jones. They're different players, but if you're asking me to rate the centers in this draft, like true centers, Mobley would be one. Yeah. Sengun would be number two. And frankly, there's not a ton of back-to-the-basket old-school centers. But this guy could turn into quite the player. And Charlotte could they were a fringe playoff team this year. They could surely be one next year if they had him.
And they got multiple needs. That is the certainly biggest area of need for the Hornets. So they could kill two birds with one stone, get hopefully a good player, but also fill that center position. All right, big man, not a lot of options where I look as far as draft props go. Maybe they'll pop up as we get closer to tonight's draft. I've seen you've got multiple plays out on Twitter right now at Jeff Nadu. So, Jeff, run over a couple that you like. What are you most confident in for tonight? What do you like the most?
Yeah, and again, I don't work for any of these companies, but I would say BetOnline has a really good variety. They do a nice job at putting props out. They're offshore, but they do a nice job of doing that. A couple that I like, and these are pretty widely available still, under 15 on Kai Jones. I just think his game translates to the NBA. I think a lot of teams are looking for that kid, the big that can run and stretch the floor and catch lobs and defend and just bouncy, kind of athletic kind of kid. I think 15 is just too high. I kind of put him in that 11 to 14 range. I think the Hornets, the Spurs, teams like that could be very interested in his athletic ability, extremely athletic. Another one, this might be the weirdest number in the draft, Day'Ron Sharpe, North Carolina, under 28.5. I didn't understand this one. I thought he was a top 22, 23 pick. I think outside of Sengun and Mobley, he's the best true big in this draft. Little undersized, not 7 foot or 6'11" or anything. He's only 6'9", 6'10", but he's a guy that I think could really help a team like the LA Lakers, a team that are really looking for that Dwight Howard kind of backup big to come in and give you instant offense. He's not a guy that's going to go out and pick and pop and shoot threes, but he's a good rebounder. He's a capable rim protector, and he's got a pretty good offensive game, kind of a dirty work kind of guy on the glass. I like Day'Ron Sharpe. 28.5 is pretty high. I think Atlanta, LA, the Clippers, a lot of these teams that are playoff type of caliber teams could want a guy. I mean, even a team like the Sixers, if he somehow falls to 28, if you're the Sixers and you have the 28th pick, I don't know how you don't think Day'Ron Sharpe could really fit nicely with Joel Embiid.
Love that one. I think the Hornets had a workout with him, and they're up to 11 and could trade back into the low 20s. But yeah, that's an interesting number. By the way, Jeff, interesting nugget. 3 years ago, so last year, Daron Sharp was at North Carolina. The prior year before that, Montverde Academy in Florida. 3 years ago, he was playing high school basketball about 12 minutes down the road and about a minute and a half from where I live at South Central High School here in eastern North Carolina. So we got a lot of folks around this area rooting for Daron tonight to go to a good team and hopefully have a good career.
Yeah, he's going to be, kind of that Al Jefferson type of player. I don't, is he ever turned into one of the great bigs ever? Probably not. But I think he's a guy that can give you 20 minutes off the bench and really kind of, for a team in the 20s, late 20s, is kind of what you want there. I don't know if you're going to get an all-star caliber kid, but I think he's got some good size. He's beefy, 265, 270, kind of a tank type of guy. So I think he, as long as he can keep his conditioning in check and his weight, I think he's going to be quite a solid bench player in the NBA.
Jeff Nadu joining us. Jeff, have you gone 2 rounds with your research? Who are a couple guys in round 2 that you think could be potential steals, could be productive players in the NBA? You got any names?
Yeah, to be honest, quick clip, I could probably talk about 100 players as opposed to 60. But, this is such a good draft deep and late. I think there are so many solid players. Even in the undrafted markets, I think you're going to be able to really find some gems here. Couple guys I like, Sandru Mamukelashvili out of Seton Hall. I'm sure people remember that name. Really good around the bucket. Kind of has the ability to pick and pop, a great three-point shooter. I think he has a center role in the NBA. He's kind of that new age center, but he's a kind of hybrid. He's not the quickest kid in the world, but he can move around, he can defend a little bit. And he's a European, and I think he can come over and really help a team right away. Another guy's name you're going to hear a lot is Jason Preston out of Ohio. He was kind of a attorney kid last year, a true point guard, got that vision, kind of really resembles LaMelo Ball if you look at the way he plays. Is he athletic and explosive? No. But he's kind of like that poor man's LaMelo Ball, maybe a Jalen Brunson, yet a little bigger. He can guard the perimeter, which is what you want to look for. The kids that are 6 foot, 6'1", you got a real question on whether they can defend at the NBA level. They're just not big enough. For me, a lot of the time, prospect level, you got to be either really good or you're not going to get drafted. You're just not big enough. Kids that can't play defense aren't going to get drafted, like a Luka Garza, players like that. But there's some real talent in this NBA draft, and I'm interested in seeing where they all kind of shake out.
Jeff Nadu joining us. You can follow on Twitter at Jeff Nadu. He's already thrown out a few props for tonight and might add a few more. Who knows? So, Jeff, you'll be tuned into the draft tonight. Anything else you got going on we need to know about?
Yeah, I may do something live at some point. I don't know. I don't have I would love to be on a show doing something, but I didn't have anything booked. As far as what I got going on, nothing really. Just really getting prepared for football. Clip, next week, I'd really like to talk about Oklahoma. I think you can make a bit of a case. Now, just hear me out. This could be the best team in the country. Just going to say that. They have a quarterback that will win Heisman this year.
Yeah.
Defense this year is not a problem. They're not going to get the respect because of Alabama and Clemson, but this is a different Oklahoma team to me this year. Very excited about them.
We'll talk Sooners with you next week and more football, Jeff. It'll be game week for NFL preseason anyway, next Thursday. How about that? We're a week away from the Hall of Fame game. This is the last Thursday, big man, where no football will be on for the remainder of 2021. That's pretty exciting.
I guess that's true because once the Hall of Fame game's over, preseason starts.
Correct. On Thursdays, then you roll into college football Thursdays, NFL Thursdays. This is the last Thursday, so there you go.
Man, I always love seeing those tweets.
I know.
For putting them out there.
It fires me up. Big man, have a great weekend, dude. Enjoy the draft tonight. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Thank you, Clip. Appreciate you.
Jeff Nadu, thank you for joining us on the program today. How do you do, Chandler Honeycutt?
Jeff Nadu.
Getting ready for the NBA draft tonight.
Spitting fire, Clip Rock.
All right, let's get a break in. We'll come back. Hour 2 of the show. We will talk some fantasy football. If you have a fantasy football related question or comment with your draft coming up, draft prep underway or getting underway soon, you can throw that out on Facebook, Twitter. Give us a call, 317-1250. Our resident fantasy expert, C.W. Sloan, is here to answer a boatload of questions to prepare you for your upcoming fantasy football draft in August or early September. We'll do that when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
ECU Hall of Famer Pat Watkins.
He had finished his work before I did, and he said, man, I just want to wish you good luck for the season. I'm going to try to come out and see you play. I'm excited for you guys. And I said, thanks. And he pushed away from the table, Jeff, and he was in a wheelchair.
Wow.
The whole entire time I had talked to him, I never saw that wheelchair. And as we left the room, it was like this watershed moment in my life where, like, man, I am sitting here dreading going to practice. And here's a guy sat across from me with all this passion. He would give anything to roll out there today and strike out every time.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
To some, that may just sound like ice hitting heavy-duty plastic. But to a Bud Light legend, it's a signal that says it's time. Time to dust off the barbecue tongs and load up the cooler with 37 Bud Lights and an assortment of dips. Because it's time to take back all the fun we've missed. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. Let's take summer by the coolers. Cooler up at BudLightLegends.com. Enjoy responsibly. 2021 AB Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey Pirate fans, it's time to get that yard done right with the new John Deere mower from Quality Equipment. Our premium lawn care lineup is what every homeowner needs this spring. A John Deere will change the way you mow with easy-to-use attachments, effortless steering, and intuitive controls. Right now, save up to $700 on X300, X500, and X700 series mowers. Learn more at QualityEquip.com and get quality done right. Offer ends 10/29/21. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some. The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Look for Sparky Snowballs location at the Food Truck Rodeo on the corner of Evans Street and Fire Tower Road, and remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, pirates supporting pirates.
Although innovative new resources such as digital media and social networks have grown in popularity, smart marketers recognize that printing is a mainstay.
We live in an age of computer hacking, scams, and fly-by-night businesses, so it's reassuring to consumers when they receive printed marketing pieces.
It exemplifies business confidence and conveys a high level of commitment.
It also fosters trust, which leads to engagement and ultimately brand loyalty.
When you're ready to grow your business, come to PIP, where business goes to grow.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. They thank you for your continued support and trust during these trying times. Many services can be done remotely and free pickup and delivery is available. As a Dell business partner and Apple authorized service provider, you can count on University PC Care for all your personal and business tech support needs. To make a remote appointment or to bring in your device for service at their Greenville or New Bern locations, call 558-1280 or go online at universitypccare.com.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. Domino's of Greenville has 3 locations to take care of you. Take advantage of the week-long carry-out deal of all 3 topping pizzas for only $7.99. Order online today at Domino's.com. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, back with you, Pirate Radio Live, hour number 2. Coming up in hour number 3, Troy D will be alongside as well as Tony Collins will join us. We will talk Pirate football, NFL, and a lot of conference realignment talk. We'll give you the latest on that as things are happening. Everything's happening. Nothing's happening all at the same time. But it looks like Mike Oresco and apparently ESPN are getting pretty aggressive and maybe keeping the AAC together, either merging with the Big 12, taking teams from the Big 12. We don't know what's 100% true at this point. We just know that it is absolute madness since Texas and Oklahoma said they're leaving the Big 12 for the SEC. We will talk some NFL right now, some fantasy football, and been doing this. Didn't do a lot of it last summer. It took me a long time to get motivated for fantasy football. I was unsure if there was going to be a season. I was just kind of out of it, like a lot of people were in 2020. In fact, CW Sloan is here, by the way. We do a long form draft via text, and we didn't start it until the last week of August last year, and we're able to get done by the beginning of the season. But this year we plan on starting kind of early to mid-August. And so we had maybe 1 or 2 chats with you last year. Previous years, you're a teacher, so you would spend a lot of your summer weeks here talking fantasy football with us. So it's great to have you back today.
Do you realize 1 week from today...
Say that one more time.
1 week from today, we are going to be watching some football.
This is the last Thursday of the calendar year with no football.
Yes.
It's
amazing.
Brings a smile to our faces. Cowboys Steelers next Thursday in the Hall of Fame game. CW is actually off to Canton, Ohio. You'll be checking that out. So, or you'll be checking out the Hall of Fame, the surrounding everything going on. Maybe the game, maybe not at this point.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to come back a little early than we normally plan. My daughter, who's about to go to college, wants to take a quick trip to Washington, D.C. before she leaves, and so I'm going to sacrifice going to the game for that, but that's okay.
Yeah, should be a fun time up there. Tell Darryl Green and Art Monk and the Redskins Hall of Famers I said hello. They're busts.
Some of them usually come back, but when since there's no Washington football team player, I don't know that they'll make it this time. But you never know.
Some headliners this year though: Peyton, Megatron, Woodson, Charles Woodson. Good year to go.
And you didn't even name the Buccaneer.
Sorry, John Lynn.
Thank you.
Of course, as well. All right, let's dive into it. CW, if you have a question, comment regarding fantasy football, the draft, questions about players, you can chime in.
I have a quick comment.
All right, what you got,
Little
Glenn?
breaking news.
Oh, okay.
The Padres are close to acquiring the Nationals' Max Scherzer.
I saw that.
The rich get richer.
I wanted to bring that up to Chandler, who is a Nats fan. By the way, Braves won today. I'm a Braves fan. I want to see them in the playoffs, but Padres-Dodgers is going to be awesome in the playoffs this year.
It's going to be at war.
Yeah, I want to see a full 7-game series of that, hopefully for the NLCS, and that would be awesome, and especially if they are able to acquire Max Scherzer there as they load up to try to beat the Dodgers, although are the Giants still in first place in the NL West. They are the best, most unsung team of the season. 63-38 are the San Francisco Giants, first place there in the NL West.
There are a lot of years the NL West was not that good. I mean, you get the division winner, and that's about it. Now you've got three powerhouses.
A lot of years the NFC West isn't that good, and this year, three powerhouses, potentially four, as we transfer to football. All right, CW, you said it last week when you were on the show. Christian McCaffrey, the consensus number one.
Yeah, 100%.
He's going to be the number one pick in what percent of drafts this year? It's not going to be 100 because somebody's going to do something stupid or crazy.
We'll get some fans from Tennessee and Minnesota who want to take their guy. But you're probably looking at 3 out of 4.
And if you really want a guy and you're not going to be able to get him, it's not going to come back to you if you have the number one pick. So
right.
If Dalvin Cook's your guy for this year, if Derrick Henry, if whoever else, Saquon Barkley on a bounce back, I don't know.
Right.
Get him, but Christian McCaffrey, the number one guy.
Easy.
So who else, in your opinion, is in that first tier of running backs?
Well, I think right now, and there's some recent discussion, especially with the news of Michael Thomas, the idea that Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston may be, duking it out for the quarterback position in New Orleans, that you are starting to see a top 3 now instead of a top 4. Going into June 1st of 2021, it was McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, and Alvin Kamara. And maybe even some Saquon Barkley if you had hopes that he was going to improve in terms of his injury from last year. Now it just seems like the odds-on favorite for the 4th pick is now up in the air, and it's not Alvin Kamara as much as it used to be. So we're really talking about now a top 3. And I see very few, even Derrick Henry's at number 2. So you can almost, much like the NBA draft, it seems like tonight we're going to see a top 3 go that's pretty solidified. You're going to see a top 3 in most of these drafts with McCaffrey going 1, Dalvin Cook going 2, and Derrick Henry 3. Where it gets interesting now is what you want to do at 4, 5, and 6. Those are the numbers that are going to start to jockey a little bit.
So I have the 6th pick in it is a keeper league, but a lot of the best players are in the draft.
Right.
And I did that because there is a nice list of running backs that I wouldn't mind having on my team, especially since my keepers are Terry McLaurin and DK Metcalf. So I'm definitely going running back.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose 6th over a couple of numbers I could have got prior to that, just because there's going to be a good running back there for me, right?
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know who the keepers are going to be, so it's hard for me to identify that.
There's basically all the studs are in the draft.
Okay, they're thrown back in.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, there'll definitely be one. The question will be whether or not you get somebody to fall into your lap because somebody may end up taking a Travis Kelce or Devontae Adams. And if that's the case and you really want a running back, then more than likely you're gonna hit a home run with that. The idea that you had to, you got to pick number 6 pick, and then you still get the guy you might have taken at 3 or 4.
So after McCaffrey, Cook, Henry, Kamara, and then you've got Barkley coming off an injury. Jonathan Taylor, drafting him that high for the Colts bothers me. I don't know if I can do that. Nick Chubb, Ezekiel Elliott, that's the list I'm looking at here. Aaron Jones, you can throw him in, I guess, but I kind of want to go Ezekiel Elliott comeback season.
Yeah, 100% for me.
Yeah.
So and I'm even deciding now and I said this to you earlier when we were talking about things we were going to discuss today. There are definitely 2 or 3 players that I'm starting to really change my opinion on in the first round. And in thinking about the first round, what do you want more than anything else besides just saying to yourself, I want the guy with the most points? What's the one kind of
you want consistency.
You want consistency
you can count on every week,
and you want somebody not only consistency in each individual game, but you want somebody who will not lose your fantasy season. All right, and so the difference between somebody who can win your league and somebody who can lose your league, for me, Saquon Barkley is somebody who can lose the league for you, meaning you can go from anywhere from winning the league to finishing 10th because you decided you think Saquon Barkley is going to be healthy. And what happens? He ends up doing extremely poorly. He doesn't come on strong. He averages maybe 2/3 of what he's been averaging in his career, and he ends up being somewhere between a 5th and 7th round pick.
Let's talk ceilings and floors.
Exactly.
Barkley has a higher ceiling, but it feels like Zeke has a much higher floor.
100%, right.
Yeah.
So, and even talking about last year and in the last couple of years, McCaffrey averaged 30.1 fantasy points per game before he went down. Okay, nobody even came close to that. Dalvin Cook was 24.1, Derrick Henry at 21, Alvin Kamara at 25.2. You want somebody in that 20-point range to average in order to be a first-round pick. It blew me away when I knew he was a top 10 guy. I didn't know he was number 2. The number 2 fantasy player in the entire league was Devontae Adams. So why would he's one of only 4 wide receivers to finish in the top 4 every single year in the last 4 years. 3 out of 4 years, excuse me. So and there are only 4 receivers to have done that. So for me, I want someone who he doesn't have to be the number 1, number 2, or number 3 running back. He doesn't have to be the number 1, number 2, number 3 player overall. If he's averaging 20 points a game, he is not going to lose me my league. And again, McCaffrey, Cook, Henry, Kamara, Kelsey, Zeke, Devontae, all of that, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs. But when you talk about Jonathan Taylor, are you going to get the guy in the first 9 games who averaged less than 11 points a game, or the guy who averaged over 20 points a game in the last 5? And that's why you're a little bit unsettling on Jonathan Taylor.
All right.
CW, I want to ask you about 2 running backs.
Yes.
Get your opinion on it. Austin Eckler and where he falls, and then a guy that was a rookie last year that should be getting a whole lot more on his plate this year, Clyde Edwards-Helaire in Kansas City, because of their backfield situation.
All right. Save the Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Correct, yeah.
Because I have a take your pick on him coming up in a little bit.
And I got some really good points on Edwards-Helaire for you. Eckler averaged around 16.5 point fantasy points per game, so that was behind Aaron Jones.
He's a PPR monster, though.
Yeah, behind Darren Waller, even behind Jonathan Taylor. But the good news is that he doesn't have a whole lot of competition behind him. He's got a second-year quarterback now who's obviously going to do better. The whole offense in general will do better than what it did last year. The question's going to be whether or not he's going to be a 3-down back for pretty much 16 games of the year and his durability. That's the only hang-up.
Sure.
Yeah. So he's definitely a second-round guy.
Kind of a churn of the second round, maybe.
Yeah. So if you're talking about drafting him in the first round because you keep hearing the running backs are slim and you got to get one in the first round, if you ended up drafting somebody like Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, or Devontae Adams, and you get him in the second round, that is a much better proposition than trying to take Eckler in the first round and then reaching for your RB2 in the second round, or taking somebody like DeAndre Hopkins or Justin Jefferson. So, yeah, I would stay away from Eckler in a 12-man draft until the second round. Hope that he falls to you, especially if you got one of those 12 or 13 picks where you can double up. But I'm not taking him in the first round if those wide receivers are all there, the ones I just mentioned.
Chandler Honeycutt has joined us in studio. Hey, Shirley. Hope everything's going all right with you. Welcome. Yeah. Okay. Welcome to the show. Good to see you.
I have nothing to add. I just wanted to come. Okay. I'm playing fantasy for the first time in, I think, like 3 or 4 years. I just wanted to hear your guys' point.
And by the way, CW doesn't speak the gospel. What he says is not 100% fact. When he says the stats, they are. But this is his opinion, and he's in a million leagues, and he researches more than anybody I know. So he is the most knowledgeable person that I know, and which is why I bring him on the show. But just because you say something doesn't mean it's written in stone.
And I can't win in our league together, so
well, we do have the rules set up a little different.
Yeah,
and you hate them, but
I don't hate them. No, I don't hate them. I love doing it because it's
do you
the
hate
only one
the keeper situation that we do?
It's not that I hate the keeper situation. I think it rewards people at the very end of the season who just happen to grab free agents.
Sometimes.
Definitely has helped Clipper out. He has 2 off of me.
It's hurt me as well.
And it keeps players I really like to draft year in and year out on one team for too long of a time. Now, some people love the dynasty format, and there's nothing wrong with it. Everybody's playing by the same rules when you're playing in drafts like that. Typically, because of what I do 90% of the time, it's usually a redraft or a best ball, and with no keepers. That's typically the way I'm looking at things.
And I'm in this keeper league we do, and also a redraft league. I mix it up. So, all right, I'm going to tell you this too. I say it to you every time you're on the show. If you could shorten your answers by 3 paragraphs.
Got it.
Okay. All right. When would you take the first wide receiver off the board, and who would it be?
With all the news coming out now, it's without a doubt, no hesitation, Devontae Adams. Now, you can make a case for Stephon Diggs and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going Adams, and I'm taking him ahead of your guy that you just mentioned, Jonathan Taylor, early on in the first round of the draft. He's clearly right in the mid to late first round.
Elliott or Adams? I mean, you like Adams because of consistency, what you just talked about, right?
Right, but then you also take...
So what number did you say? 5, 6?
Yeah, right there after those big four that we mentioned.
Okay.
And you don't feel comfortable taking a receiver, then you take Zeke. Zeke's averaged 21 fantasy points per game in the last 4 weeks. The only game, the year he had a bad year, 14.5 points a game was last year. He's been over 20 his first 3 years. So yeah, I'm taking Zeke there, and then that's when I'm starting to really dig my heels into the 3 receivers we mentioned, with Adams being first.
All right, one more question. We'll take a timeout, and then we still got a lot more to go. And Chandler, Glenn, you can chime in, and if you folks have a question, you can pop it out there. Love talking about players here in late July, August. If you take a wide receiver like Adams or Travis Kelce in the first round, what running backs are there for you in round 2 that excite you?
The one,
because you've done drafts. Have you had a draft where you go receiver and then running back?
Correct, 100. Yes.
All right. So who's out there?
Austin Eckler. I've had Nick Chubb fall to me a couple of times. Not typically. Normally he's a late first rounder.
Yeah.
But when the run on receivers and Travis Kelce and Darren Waller go, a lot of times he's there. And then we talked about the aforementioned Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So yeah, these are guys that I'm definitely scooping up in the second round, and I feel very comfortable with my wide receiver one. Between the 3 receivers, and then you also add DeAndre Hopkins in the mix as your top 4.
You have to lock in 20 per game with that first pick.
Well, it sounds like
yes.
you got to.
Yes,
if you're
outside, and there are plenty of them to do it. You just can't be afraid to not take a running back in the first round with some of these guys mentioned, and we're going to talk about him after the break. But Antonio Gibson's also the other one I'm taking a lot in the second round. So Eckler, and Chubb are the 3 most coveted ones in the second round, paired with the wide receiver.
I like the idea of Adams or Kelce, and maybe not Adams and Eckler. Adams and who was the other one you mentioned before Gibson? Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yes.
Like I like that setup for the first 2 rounds. If you're outside of the top 4, that might be the way to go.
Right.
Unless you really like one of these other running backs.
And to talk about the point of Travis Kelce and Darren Waller, Travis Kelce averaged 20.9 fantasy points per game. Derrick Henry averaged 20.8. And he had 2,000 yards.
You always talk about you don't win your league with those top picks and everything. I was looking back at the league I won last year. Main reason I won it round 6, Stephon Diggs.
Right.
Like that's it. But I got Kelce in round 2.
So
Lockett in round 5. Like you hit on those guys rather than my first rounder. You know.
And the 2 that
my first rounder was Joe Mixon, who got me 0 points basically.
But and to your point, the 2 that could, and I'm not saying that you're not going to win your league with Jonathan Taylor or with Saquon Barkley on your team. What I'm saying is, Jonathan Taylor only did what everybody's projecting him to do in 16 weeks. He only did them in 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And then you go to Saquon Barkley. He had his ACL injury as well as his MCL injury. He doesn't do his surgery until 6 weeks after the injury, so he's prolonged everything. And they are just wrapping him in bubble paper right now. I don't think he's going to play week 1. I think they're going to ease him in through the first month of the season, and you're not going to get first round. Yeah, you might see him get 25, 30 points in a couple of the games mid-year, but I can tell you now, you are not going to get first round status out of him unless they start him week 1, and I just don't see it happening.
All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll have more. I'm going to we got a lot of take your picks. I'll say player A versus player B. We'll get Chandler and Glenn involved in that. What do you do about Michael Thomas? What do you do about Aaron Rodgers and Packers players? CW kind of already answered that one. What do you do about Deshaun Watson? We'll talk about all that and do some take your picks when we return on Pirate Radio Live here on a Thursday. And real quick as we go to break, before his retirement, Florida State President John Thrasher, that's a great name, shared his thoughts on OU and Texas and said, quote, "I don't want Florida State to be left behind. I consider us as part of the ACC, but also know that we have a marquee name. Clemson has a marquee name. I think there might be people coming after us. I don't know, but we've got to be prepared no matter what the options are." That is a pretty bold statement. I consider us part of the ACC, but you know what? We're kind of free agents too, if you want to come get us. So this thing's going to be crazy. All right, we'll take a timeout, come back. More fantasy football talk after this.
At US Cellular, we believe everyone should get more of the latest 5G technology for less of your hard-earned money.
Right now, everyone can get a free smartphone, whether you're a new customer or not, with no trade-in or hidden fees.
U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular since 1997. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
When a storm hits, you can count on Greenville Utilities. They put their emergency storm plan into action to restore power as quickly and safely as possible. If you experience an outage, call them toll-free at 1-855-767-2482. The automated hotline can handle a large number of calls at once, virtually eliminating busy signals, so help can be on the way as fast as possible. Remember, GUC's emergency hotline number is 1-855-767-2482.
E&S Hemp Company in Winterville is your premier CBD store. At E&S Hemp Company, they have helped hundreds of people just like you get relief from joint pain, anxiety, insomnia, and more by providing you the highest quality of CBD products available. E&S Hemp Company has a great selection of only the safest, purest, and most beneficial hemp-infused products available from honey, tea, coffee, candles, and more. E&S Hemp Company, Fire Tower Road in Winterville, and online at eshempcompany.com.
While you're sleeping, our whole hogs are slow cooking over wood to create that bite that Eastern North Carolina is known for. I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have been the torchbearers for what whole hog barbecue is supposed to be. At Sam Jones, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors. Everything, and I mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
In studio today with Punch-Out, also known as Todd Velk to his friends and family. Why F3?
I come to F3 because it's pretty much the best way to start your day. Get in with a group of guys that are working out. It's free. We really push each other, and it's a fellowship. We check on each other. We stay pretty active in the social networks, and it's just a good group. It ties you into the community. It's been a good experience so far.
One letter, one number, F3. Fitness, fellowship, and faith. All workouts are free of charge and open to all men. Leave no man behind, but leave no man where you find him. Learn more today at f3enc.com.
Hey Birdland, the Orioles Ticket Marketplace is the best place to score Orioles ticket deals, including single game tickets, ticket packs, special offers, and more. The Orioles Ticket Marketplace is the fastest, easiest, and most affordable way for you to purchase tickets. By using the Orioles Ticket Marketplace, you can beat the lines at the box office. This is your one-stop shop to get exclusive deals, so check back often for the latest opportunities. Don't wait. Visit the Orioles Ticket Marketplace today at Orioles.com/tickets.
You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Go Pirates! Arg!
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Brown & Wood is your home of the best selection of GMC, Cadillac, Buick, and Mazda in Eastern North Carolina for over 83 years. Shop their entire inventory online at brownandwoodauto.com or visit them on Greenville Boulevard. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Clip, I was just looking at a tweet. I want to say it was Shefty that put it up there. But no, it was Ken Rosenthal. The Padres are close to acquiring Max Scherzer, according to The Athletic.
We'll give Shirley a break. She's had a lot going on, wasn't here, but you just pulled a Chandler.
Oh, did I repeat that already?
Glenn said it last segment.
Oh, well, I wasn't here for last segment.
Yeah,
technically.
You get a break.
I came in midway through.
The bad part is that I'm here for every segment, and I still repeat.
All right, we're talking fantasy football this hour. Got Troy D, touchdown, Tony Collins. We'll have more on the realignment and just new stuff coming out every minute regarding that. We'll do that in hour 3, but fantasy football right now. All right, quick question, CW. If you didn't like the running backs in round 1, so you get Adams or Kelsey, one of those guys. You get into round 2, and you're like, man, I'm just going to go receiver here, and you grab, I don't know, Hopkins, Diggs, whoever's there. Who's left in round 3 to be your running back number 1? How bad of a situation are you in at that point?
Yeah, that's typically not the situation you want to be in. I guess the only way that might pan out is if, as you pointed out, you happen to get Devontae Adams, who I think will end up being wide receiver number 1, and somehow another Diggs.
Diggs is tough.
But if that happens and you're into it is, and at the end of and you do have 2 number 1 guys who are going to score touchdowns and good offenses, and they've done it over the last 3 of the last 4 years. Having said that, I certainly wouldn't say that would be my way to go, just because of what you just said. The third round running backs are not good.
Are we out of the Dobbins, Swift, Jacobs, Josh Jacobs?
Yeah, and yeah, when you start talking about how good your wide receivers are going to be, and I totally get that. Yes, you're going to win that battle versus people every week. Having said that, I do think starting at right around maybe not the beginning of the turn of round 3, but at least at rounds pick 4 or 5, pick 4 or 5 in round 3, you're talking about a dead zone of some of these running backs. Running backs like J.K. Dobbins, Chris Carson, when they are your lead backs, I don't take the zero running back theory, which is I think what some people like to do when they take 2 wide receivers and possibly a tight end in the first 3 rounds.
All right. What do you do about Michael Thomas? By the time we have drafts going on, there's going to be more news. You're going to have more of a zero date where he's going to come back. But as of right now, what is he?
It sounds like it's October.
He's also got
maybe November.
Look, Jameis. You went through the Jameis experience. He can light it up. He can put up 500 yards. He can also throw it to the other team. So, how big of a factor is it? Even an upgrade from Drew Brees' weak arm?
Statistically, if Michael Thomas had been in and Alvin Kamara healthy, they were talking about how this is actually a statistical upgrade. Maybe not in the win column for New Orleans,
but for fantasy, we like it.
Yeah. But now your number 1 receiver is Traquan Smith. I'm sorry, I'm not buying, other than Alvin Kamara, any
UCF?
of the New Orleans Saints. I'm not. They're going to regress heavily. I think they're going to finish last in the NFC South. And I think they're just going to take a step back and regroup and come back next year. Other than Kamara, who I think that will be the one guy, the good statistical player on a bad team. Besides him, I don't think I'm touching any New Orleans Saints.
If your draft is today, where do you take Deshaun Watson?
If we're talking about an 18-round draft and I don't like my backup quarterback, I may sneak him in as my second to last pick.
Oh, really?
The problem with guys like, and yes, you're talking about your last pick. You're talking about your second to last pick. That's not going to probably keep you from winning a league either. But we're talking about a suspension that it's inevitable, right? Even Ben Roethlisberger went through a lot of this, and he was suspended 6 games, I think, and he didn't do nearly as much as what they claimed for him to do, and he got almost a third of the season or close to it. So I just don't see him playing a lot of games. There's a good chance he's going to get traded. The 2 teams I would look at are Miami and Philadelphia, based on the draft capital that they have in the quarterback situations that they're currently in. But even then, you're talking about joining a team mid-season plus the suspension. I just don't see how Deshaun Watson's going to have any kind of value. Now, if you're talking about dynasty and keeper leagues, I would hold on to him.
Yeah.
And that could be something where you could actually get some trade value out of him if somebody's willing to, take him on for a year and have him sit.
Well, really, too, I guess you could draft a backup quarterback, but buys don't start until whatever week, so just have him as your second guy, and if you have to drop him at some point,
then you could cut him.
Just pick another guy.
But I certainly wouldn't draft him in a situation where you're looking at players that you feel like would fill a need.
Yeah.
You're really shooting for the last couple of rounds, if that.
All right, let's go take your pick. Chandler, Glenn, and myself will answer first, and then you'll give us the quote-unquote correct answer, the expert answer. All right, Russell Wilson or Dak Prescott, Glenn? Who would you rather have in 2021?
Russ, but I think it's going to be a comeback year for Dak and Zeke and the Cowboys.
You think Russ has more points, though, than Dak?
I just think Russ has better receivers.
Arguable, but they both have great cores to throw to. You're going Russ.
Yeah, I mean, I just think
Reluctantly.
Russ has a better arm and has better receivers ultimately.
The point, though, to all these are to make them tough.
Sure.
There shouldn't be an easy answer. So, who would you take, Chandler?
Well, at first I was thinking Russell Wilson. I like DK Metcalf, but when you look at Dak Prescott, he's got Ezekiel Elliott, who hopefully is going to also have a comeback year, who can get passes out of the backfield. CeeDee Lamb had a great year last year. I think he can build off of that. Hopefully he doesn't have a sophomore slump year. And then Amari Cooper is also another weapon for Dak Prescott. So to me, I think Dak Prescott is my pick.
I'm kind of with Glenn. I'm going to go Russ by a little bit just because of Lockett and Metcalf and the rushing yards that he can get, where I don't know how much running is Dak going to do coming off that injury. So,
yeah,
I don't know. What do you got, CW?
I'll start with what you said.
Yeah, let's go
Good
quickly
segue.
here. We're running out of time.
Kellen Moore already said he's not going to change what Dak Prescott does. If you were to take the first 6 weeks of the season, Dak Prescott's the number one quarterback in all of fantasy. If you project that the rest of the season, even ahead of Josh Allen, who ended up
They
being
were
number
playing
one.
these crazy shootout games every week. with
Right,
Dak.
and their defense is marginally better, but not significantly enough to where they're just going to hold on to the ball and run Zeke into the ground. So no, it's not even a question. Dak Prescott's going to, in my opinion, be the number 3 fantasy quarterback.
Glenn, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I don't even know. This is probably not a good one.
Now it's not a question.
Yeah.
Is this a blowout, CW?
No, it's very close. In fact, they're very close together right now in the ADP.
That's why I put them up
yeah,
here.
absolutely. And your ADP may be where they're averaging what they've been drafting since May 1st and not knowing about Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
But, Aaron Rodgers had 48 touchdowns last year. I don't know. Is he going to do that again with one receiver? I don't see that happening. There's got to be some kind of regression there. I don't care what Randall Cobb brings to the table at this point. Tom Brady has Antonio Brown for the entire season. O.J. Howard for the entire season. Two guys he did not have for 16 weeks. So, no, it's not a crazy idea to think that Tom Brady will not surpass Rodgers. I would take Rodgers marginally thin. But it's closer than you think.
All right, Glenn, Matthew Stafford or Ryan Tannehill?
Stafford.
Chandler.
I'm going Tanny.
Wow. Okay, I'm super high on Stafford this year. Love his coach, love his weapons. I watched the Rams play the Washington football team last year and thought to myself, how does this team not score 38 points a game? And it was because of Jared Goff. They have everything else there. They did lose a running back, and Cam Akers takes a hit, but I love Stafford this year. I would go him over Tannehill.
Yeah, and it depends on which offense you believe in. Both of them are actually starting with new offensive coordinators this year. Arthur Smith going to Atlanta, so both of them are playing in a new offense.
Well, I like Sean McVay's offense more than Mike Vrabel's.
Right.
How about that?
And
I feel like they punched whatever running back they want to in that lineup, so the Cam Akers situation doesn't really hurt all that much.
Henderson's played some, right?
Yeah, he's not a bad guy. And,
Yeah.
and let's also consider the fact that you've got a 2,000-yard rusher sitting behind Ryan Tannehill. They're going to still run the ball. So, yeah, I like Matt Stafford there.
All right, to running backs we go. Probably we already answered this one. Ezekiel Elliott over Nick Chubb.
Yes.
Okay. Antonio Gibson or Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Oh, we're going around the room.
Going around, yep.
Glenn likes Clyde.
Yeah, I like Clyde in that situation.
Yeah, I like Helaire.
I'm super concerned about Washington's offensive line. I'm going to go Clyde here over my guy.
Yeah, the biggest issue to me I have for Gibson, and it's not a large one, is that turf toe. I'm a little worried that he can get through 16 weeks. J.D. McKissick still has a role. He only had 20 fantasy points in 2 of his 14 games last year, being Antonio Gibson. So it is a little bit tough for me to settle on that. I will say this: Clyde Edwards-Helaire is one of only a few running backs who could do the following. So Sean Alexander, Steven Jackson, Deuce McAllister, Larry Johnson, and that's be the fantasy MVP in the second year of Andy Reid's tenure. So there are people, running backs, who can do this in their year 2. Year 1 doesn't look so good. Out of the 50 running backs in the first round since 2000, he ranks 20th. It's not so good.
You're
But
talking
the guys
about
I just
league
mentioned,
MVP?
league MVP or fantasy MVPs, who are arguably the best fantasy football
In their
player
second
in
year.
their second year. All of those guys have done it.
Well, Antonio Gibson could do that too.
Absolutely. Which offense do you prefer, though? Yeah,
Don't ask me a rhetorical
okay.
question.
Okay.
All right, let's get ugly. Sometimes you got to get in the mud, boys.
Get dirty.
It doesn't feel good either way. But David Montgomery or Miles Sanders?
I mean, history makes me want to take Montgomery, but I know that he's banged up all the time, so I probably got to take Sanders, I guess.
This is really ugly.
Man, it's ugly.
Would it be embarrassing for me to say that I don't even know who Miles Sanders is? Who's Miles Sanders?
Philadelphia running back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do remember him now. I'm still going with who's the other guy?
Well said. All right.
I'm going Montgomery. You have one player who scored 15 fantasy points or more twice versus one guy who did it the last 5 weeks and 7 times total.
I feel like Sanders is more exciting than David Montgomery.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean much for fantasy points.
You worried about Jalen Hurts a little bit?
No.
Running the ball?
Not right now.
No.
Don't have time. Let's get another break in. We'll come back. We'll talk receivers. Got some good ones here, including DJ Moore. I got a one y'all can think about. At a certain point in time, these were like top 15 overall guys, Beckham and Juju Smith-Schuster, and now they're being drafted very close to one another.
Easy for me.
It's an easy call for CW.
Probably the easiest one on the page.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
We got more to go on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
If Jersey Mike's turkey had a resume, it would say it's 99% fat-free and raised without antibiotics. But our turkey already has its dream job at Jersey Mike's because premium meat makes a sub above. At Jersey Mike's, we take great satisfaction in getting that perfect meat slice. Yes. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh because slice to order makes a sub above.
A car wash experience like no other is here at the new Tommy's Express. You'll enjoy a gentle belt conveyor ride through our bright, inviting wash as luscious foams and soft cloths treat your car like new. After a final rinse, wax, and blow dry for a beautiful spot-free shine in just about 3 minutes, help yourself to our free vacuums and mat washers. We're Tommy's Express.
Tommy's Express Wash, now open on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road in Greenville.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Ready to travel and take a trip this summer? Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has recently added more American Airlines flights. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly. Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those, but anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. At Grifols, it adds up fast. New donors can earn up to $1,000 in your very first month. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA, 505 South Memorial Drive, Greenville. Find your donor center at grifolsplasma.com. Make up to $1,000 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay.
This is Stephen Igo. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on hoistthecolors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
Wait up. Papa John's has a new stuffed crust? Oh, we did it. We did it. All our tweets, DMs, and carrier pigeons worked. This ain't just stuffed crust. This is Papa John's crust. Stuffed.
Hey, Pirate fans, order the new Epic Stuffed Crust one-topping pizza for only $12. And now you can have the stuffed crust as an add-on to any large hand-tossed pizza. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
This is ECU head baseball coach Cliff Godwin, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Tommy's Express Car Wash. Come experience the difference at Tommy's. Now open at the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road. Doesn't your car deserve it? Visit Tommy's Express Car Wash today. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
All right, talking fantasy football, a few more minutes to go. We got to go lightning round here to wrap up the hour. We're doing Take Your Pick. So, Glenn, DK Metcalf or A.J. Brown in 2021? Who do you go with?
DK, because he has a better quarterback.
Okay.
A.J. Brown.
All right. I'm going to go A.J. Brown. CW.
They're less than a point per game last year. It was 11.8, 12.2, so so close. But I'm probably going to go with DK Metcalf here only for the mere fact that, as you pointed out, the better quarterback, and he had the bigger games, believe it or not, because A.J. Brown had some big ones too.
Yeah. All right, a split down the middle. That's how this is supposed to go. Robert Woods or Cooper Kupp? They are teammates. Which one do you prefer in the Rams offense?
I like Kupp because I think he gets more passes underneath.
Yeah, I like Kupp too.
I just think he gets volume over what Woods would get.
If these two are there, Stafford, give me Cooper Kupp.
I'm the only one taking Woods here, and I'm only doing that because Kupp's recent success has come from touchdowns, and that's one of the more volatile stats in fantasy football. And I just think Robert Woods at this point has become a better player when he was traded from Buffalo. He's actually gotten better as each year has gone along. So I like Woods better by slim margin.
All right, Glenn, Amari Cooper or DJ Moore?
Amari Cooper.
Chandler.
The quarterback's better.
Chandler's never picked against the Panther.
And I'm not right now. DJ Moore.
I'm going to go with DJ Moore. I like... And
the receptions thing, you think he's just going to get more attempts?
They just force feed him the ball, basically,
and
right?
He just literally goes up and he can grab anything.
But a lot of that last year was because McCaffrey was not quite the weapon that he was prior to.
True.
He was out for a few weeks or whatever, so you had some fill in there.
I'm going DJ Moore. CW.
I'll take Amari Cooper, but I'm going to do it holding my breath simply because of Amari Cooper's injury. If it wasn't for the injury right now that he has, which is minor, but still could linger, it'd be Cooper, no question, in the better offense, and when you don't have somebody like McCaffrey taking all the pass catching.
All right, finally for receivers, Odell Beckham Jr. or Juju Smith-Schuster. Once two guys taking very high in drafts, now sliding due to performance and injury.
OBJ.
I'm gonna go Juju.
I can't trust Beckham at all at this point. And where you're getting him in these drafts, it's not the end of the world if it's a bust like it was if you drafted him first or second round.
I feel like the same way for Juju though. I mean, it's a similar position.
I know. I think it's just on
trust
principle.
I trust Baker more than I do Ben.
On principle, I'm not drafting Beckham. Give me Juju. You're going to say Beckham. by a landslide.
Juju all the way. So
wow. Whoa.
So here's a guy who was 15 in targets last year in the Tower of NFL. He was 7th in receptions, 8th in touchdowns. This is last year, which was one of his worst statistical years.
Yeah, I guess it was all about what you expected, and he didn't.
And the thing is, a lot of people are looking at Deontay Johnson and Claypool. But I can tell you right now, Johnson's probably going to lead the team in targets. But Juju's been the most consistent player on that team for the last several years. So, no, I'm going with Juju there.
Wow.
Easy.
All right. Tight end, after Travis Kelce and George Kittle, do you go who do you take before you take the rookie Kyle Pitts, if anyone?
Well, right now, let's go ahead and say George Kittle with his injury, you don't even really want to take him second. You really want Darren Waller there. Darren Waller had over 100 targets last year, over 100 catches, 9 touchdowns. I like Waller 2, Kittle 3. I'm going to pump the brakes on Kyle Pitts, and I'll tell you why. If you were to take his stats as a rookie and have the breakout rookie year that everybody's saying, Jeremy Shockey has led every rookie, 894 yards, 2 touchdowns, is the best statistical rookie year anyone's ever had. That would put him 9th last year in the NFL, just behind Logan Thomas and Rob Gronkowski. So you're talking about, in order for him just to get into the top 10 of last year, he would have to break every rookie record in tight end history.
Interesting. All right, so what are
but
the
is
names?
he really a tight end, though?
That's a good point.
That's a great point.
With Julio gone, they're going to split him out wide.
This is not Kyle Brady being drafted to the Jets.
This is Atlanta without Julio needing a big number 1 to go down the field.
I still think he's going to finish in the top 6, but I'm certainly not taking him right after Kittle. I think I'm going to pump the brakes on
Kelce, Kittle, or Kelce, Waller, Kittle,
Mark Andrews. Yep.
What about Hawkinson in a new environment?
Hawkinson's probably going to lead the team in targets, maybe finish second in targets. If it's not Hawkinson, then we're looking at Kyle Pitts. Correct.
Okay.
But they've just got no wide receivers.
Quarterback now.
They have no wide receivers on that team. None.
Sure.
All right, and finally, if you miss out on tight end early, you wait a little later in the draft. Noah Fant or Logan Thomas, 2 big targets with their teams.
I've seen Logan Thomas do it last year. Now, granted, I don't think he's going to get as many targets with Curtis Samuel there. Scooping up some of the McLaurin getting a little bit better. Having said that, I don't really love Denver's offense minus Javonte Williams. I'm going to stay away from Fant there, and I'm going to take Logan Thomas at that point. They just signed an extension to him. I think they're ready to go with him.
You didn't even mention Jerry Jeudy in Denver. I mean, he's totally almost fallen off the face of the earth.
I was going to do a Cortland Sutton versus Jerry Jeudy, but CW told me not to.
You said there was not all the time left.
There's not.
I'll take Cortland Sutton there.
I think I'm going to go Fant. I always try to get a guy before the breakout. I'm not saying he's going to break out. They have a very bad quarterback situation there, but I would take Fant, and I kind of agree with you. I don't think Logan Thomas is going to have the numbers that he had.
And how did Teddy Bridgewater do last year with in Carolina with the tight end? I just don't see him.
Yeah, they didn't have a tight end.
They didn't have one.
Ian Thomas was just not. He was not there.
Even in New Orleans, I didn't see Bridgewater doing a whole lot of dump down to the tight end. So for whatever reason, that's not his.
He didn't practice that along with the 2-minute drill in Carolina.
Yeah.
CW, we're out of time. Great stuff as always, man.
Enjoyed it.
Enjoy your trip to Canton.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll get you on and have more fantasy football talk next week.
All right.
Glenn, Chandler, thanks for chiming in as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, when we return, Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live, Troy D and Touchdown, Tony Collins going to join us here inside the Pirate Radio studios. That is on the way right after this. Down East Wood Ducks baseball is back. Come out Saturday, July 31st for the Beach Jersey Giveaway, presented by Lenore Community College. Free to the first 1,000 fans. Be sure to purchase your game tickets in advance at woodducksbaseball.com or call the Wood Ducks offices at 252-686-5164. See you at Granger Stadium when gates open at 5 and first pitch is at 6. Go Woodies!
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
You can't outwork us. We all have this passion for this radio station, but we also have a passion that, our names are attached to this thing, and we're not going to let this thing slip through our fingers. So I think that's really the foundation of our success, is that we work harder than anybody else.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
At US Cellular, we believe everyone should get more of the latest 5G technology for less of your hard-earned money. Right now, everyone can get a free smartphone. whether you're a new customer or not, with no trade-in or hidden fees. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Now that life is returning to normal, we have found a lot of good things that came from the pandemic. One of them is not having to go to the wireless store anymore. The Cellular Warehouse team has been in the business of delivering phones to your home and office for 20 years. People found out about our free delivery service and love the ease of getting a new phone, tablet, or hotspot. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 so you can start experiencing the joy of never going to a wireless store again. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Megan State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhelds and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're gonna love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
Hi, this is Karen Staten with AG Home Solutions. Thinking of remodeling? We are your one-stop shop for all your home design needs. Our AG Home Solutions design team has over 25 years of experience. Need a new bathroom or kitchen? Looking to upgrade your cabinets, countertops, tile, or flooring? The Design Center is open to all homeowners and contractors. Call us for an appointment. Visit agshomesolutions.net and mention Pirate Radio to receive a $100 discount through the end of August. AG Home Solutions, turning your remodeling dreams into reality.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. The Tarboro River Bandits are back. Come experience the best collegiate baseball around this summer. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit TarboroughRiverBandits.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. E&S Hemp Company is the premier CBD store in the area. E&S Hemp has helped hundreds of people with joint pain, anxiety, insomnia, and more. E&S only sells the safest, purest, and most beneficial hemp products on the market. Visit them today on Fire Tower Road near Sam Jones Barbecue or online at eshempcompany.com. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Back with you on a Thursday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here. Touchdown Tony Collins here. Troy D here as we are packed on a Thursday. Gentlemen, good to see y'all.
Good to see you on a hot Thursday in Greenville, North Carolina. Calls for a double fisting of the drinks, Clip Rock.
And you are going large Gatorade.
I am going large Gatorade Zero. This is the lemon lime and a large unsweet tea.
That's a 32 ounce or it's a 32 ounce.
This is a how big is this thing? I think it is 32 ounces.
That's a lot of water.
This is a 32 ounce Gatorade.
That's a lot for you, Troy.
Yeah, and this is probably what? That's a 32 ounce probably tea right there.
Tony,
I'm going 64 ounces on the show today.
What you drinking over there, Tony?
Water.
Some ice cold water?
Yes.
Clip, you going diet too?
I'm going DMD.
I like that.
Here for hour 3.
Yeah.
All right,
for everybody.
We got a ton to talk about.
Man, what
with
an exciting time in sports.
The realignment, everything that happened last night that's come out, some new stuff coming out today.
I love this conference realignment talk, Clip. I love it.
I loved
the chaos, and I love the big guys are getting worried now.
I loved it last night. Last night was a great night to follow what was happening, and we'll get into the details of it. Also, make you a winner this hour. Open up the booty bag. We'll talk some NFL as well. Training camp is here. We'll hear Tony's old quarterback, Tom Brady. Yeah. This is an old piece of audio, but well,
not that old. When you say old, I think like a year old. This was like a week or so ago, right?
Anyway, some old audio coming up from when Tampa Bay went to the White House.
When did they go to the White House?
It's old, very old news at this point.
Yeah, it was last week. I know, but I wanted.
Do you know how much has happened
last
since
week?
Troy. Oklahoma and Texas are in the SEC.
We can bump the audio. It was a 60-second piece. I wanted to play for Tony. I thought he'd like it. If we don't have time, we don't have to get to it. But when you say old, like I thought you meant like 2 years old. So it was just last week. We just hadn't got to it yet.
We'll play some very recent audio. Just shocking audio from Tom Brady and his visit to the White House, and Tony. We'll see if Tony's over Tom Brady winning this. Like, are you
over it?
How do you feel?
I was
about
happy
that?
for him.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was. I was absolutely happy.
I never heard you badmouth.
I was absolutely happy for him. I was.
Is it not a weird position? Like you're okay?
Absolutely not. I mean, I met the guy. He's a great guy. So I mean, I'm a Tom Brady fan.
Where'd you meet him?
Up in New England.
Oh man, I should have gone with you that time.
Where'd you think?
I would have loved to. Oh, I didn't know. I would have loved.
He was at Parker's one day.
Tom Brady's like a guy I'd like to hang out with and meet. I think.
Oh, he's a guy.
He seems like a fun guy.
He's a guy you want to party with. Too.
No, like he seems now that you got him away from Belichick, he's a little looser now.
Oh man,
I'm not saying I can be as Gronk, but I think I'm somewhere in between him and Gronk.
Let me tell you, when Brady was with Belichick. At a party, he's the life of a party.
Oh man,
he's a good guy.
Maybe that's why he's cracking jokes to the White House, which we'll hear in a moment.
It's old audio clip. We don't need to run it.
I agree, but we'll run it anyway.
How about Mike Oreska with the flex? I love it.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that too.
I know.
We gotta get to
I'm
a
just
break.
Teasing. I'm just
gotta
teasing.
get to a break.
Well, hit the bumper music.
Shirley, hit us. We got realignment, Tom Brady, NFL training camp. What else?
We got, I don't know, tons of stuff.
For late July.
This is a busy time.
Like,
it's almost football season, baby.
Normally, we'd just be phoning it in for late July. This is not a phone in. This is all hands on deck. Report to your assignments.
Well said.
Whatever they say.
All right, we'll be back.
This is not a drill.
You ain't been in the Marines, huh?
I know. But I played it on video.
He watched Full Metal Jacket last night. It's fired up.
I played Black Ops on Xbox.
Oh, okay, there you go.
We'll be back with you with a packed hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live after this.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhelds and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're gonna love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Weekends are made for AJ McMurphy's. Start your Sunday fun day at AJ's. AJ's is now serving brunch from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and a build-your-own Bloody Mary bar. Enjoy your weekend with live music on Friday night and Saturday night with no cover charge. And you can catch all of the MLB and ECU baseball action on AJ's TVs. See you this weekend at AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square at Bells Fork, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
Greenville's original express car wash is now offering a fast pass for as low as $19.99. That's one pass, 4 locations, and unlimited washes. Visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and East 10th Street, and also in New Bern on Glen Burnie Road. And by popular demand, Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
Domino's week-long carry-out deal means you can carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each every day. That's right, $7.99 each, and every day means any day. But just in case there's any confusion, we've set up a helpful website to confirm if today's a day you can carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each at Domino's. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's week-long carry-out deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carry out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes extra large and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size.
Hey Birdland, experience an Orioles game this season with the convenience and privacy of your very own suite.
Choose from an array of options and prices to gather with family and friends or entertain clients. Each suite features climate-controlled interior seating, a private restroom, and comfortable outside seating. Plus, enjoy the best views of Camden Yards. Suites can accommodate 8 to 22 guests. Capacity is limited, so select your dates and purchase tickets now. Learn more about single-game suites at Orioles.com/suites.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. The Hurricanes Foundation is strong. Some thoughts on North Carolina's NHL franchise next.
Baltimore Orioles baseball.
Pitch to Hayes, jacked down the left field line, into the corner, it is gone! A fair ball tucked inside the foul pole. Austin Hayes off the bench and into the seats. A solo shot absolutely lasered down the left field line. It is 5-2 Orioles in the 8th.
Catch all the O's action right here on Pirate Radio, your home of the Baltimore Orioles.
49-year-old Tom Dundon now owns the Carolina Hurricanes, lock, stock, and barrel. The previous owner, Peter Carmanos, sold his last remaining shares to Dundon. The Hurricanes are winning 3 straight trips to the playoffs, and Rod Brindamore, my all-time favorite Hurricane, was named the Jack Adams Award winner as the NHL's Coach of the Year. Brindamore was a grinder as a player, and he coaches the same way. He signed up for 3 more years. Top defenseman Dougie Hamilton is an unrestricted free agent, so the Canes may have to replace him. The roster is solid, however, and now that the pandemic is finally over, the crowd should flock back to PNC Arena. It truly is one of the best atmospheres in the National Hockey League, and the Caniacs have a winning product to support. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
This is assistant football coach Drew Dudzik, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. The Tarboro River Bandits are back. Come experience the best collegiate baseball around this summer. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit TarboroRiverBandits.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back, and the Tarboro River Bandits are back. You can come experience the best collegiate baseball around this summer. They're only 20 minutes from Greenville, and the River Bandits have a beautiful stadium, family and kid-friendly atmosphere, great food and drink specials, plus the coldest beer in the East. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit TarboroRiverBandits.com. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Barrett.
Alrighty, back with you on a Thursday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Thanks for riding along with us today. Troy D is in the house, as is Touchdown Tony Collins.
In the house, baby.
Rocking the NFL alumni shirt today.
In the house, baby.
Any viral videos since the last time we talked? We talked to you last week, and then the next day I saw the Sports Center segment, Tony. Very impressive.
That was awesome.
We posted that on our social media.
Thank you.
You're right. First of all, Sports Center moves pretty quickly. They spent 4 or 5 minutes on Unicorn Tony. I was blown away. I thought you were like, no, they're going to edit that thing down. That was your interview with them, but they'll use like 20 seconds of it. Yeah. Damn, they didn't use the whole thing.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man.
That was cool. Did you get a lot of feedback on that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, got a lot of feedback.
Probably some old friends saw you, wondering what Tony was up to.
People calling me like, I just saw you on TV.
I remember Tony back in the 90s, back in the club.
That wasn't me.
Now he's in the backyard doing crazy stuff.
I saw a lot of tweets about that too. Replies like, "That's not the Tony Collins from the Patriots. That can't be that guy." Yeah. And there were some Tony for real that were like, "Wow, awesome to see that smile again." Like, you still got a lot of fans out there up in the Northeast.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Can we break the big news that we talked about before the show?
It's not official, but
all right. Well, so this is unofficially official.
Yeah, we make the cut.
All right. Remember when Tony was last here? He was being interviewed to make an even bigger show.
Well, he made the cut on this show today, so congratulations on that.
Yeah, there you say that.
But some other news,
You're parlaying your media experience at Pirate Radio into an experience. Now, I thought we had the exclusive rights with Tony. We're going to have to talk to our legal team about this. We have an NIL deal with you currently. We're going to have to consult our legal counsel on this. But if we can work it out, Tony.
Okay, we got to work it out.
Tony Collins could be appearing on the Steve Harvey Show.
Wow.
Yeah, coming soon.
We made the cut.
That's the daytime show.
The daytime.
Yeah, now I've worked during the day, so I don't get to see it. But I will DVR that episode with you.
There you go.
Not Family Feud.
Do you have the details on that channel, Tom? I've never seen the Steve.
I've only seen a promo.
I don't even know what.
I'm guessing WB. I'm guessing WB or CW.
I know it's a national.
All right, hold on. What do you guys guess before you look? I'm saying it's like one of those channels. It could be on like WNCT potentially.
Yeah, I'm thinking one of the local channels.
Yeah, but it's a syndicated national.
Yeah, it's
show.
like a 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
show or
it's
something
one of those
like
deals.
that.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens.
But that'll be, you probably took the place of Ellen. Maybe isn't she gone?
I think Ellen's still going.
No,
unfortunately, all I see is the Steve Harvey Show, his sitcom. I don't think Tony's going to be on the sitcom.
Yeah.
So I got to find the other show. So anyway.
Well, when you get the details of that, Tony,
I'll definitely let you know.
Yeah, that's cool. I like Steve Harvey. I think he's pretty funny.
Pretty funny guy.
Yeah. Well, that's another guy you can introduce me to.
Okay, there you go.
Him and Tom Brady. Let's keep the list going.
You waiting on me?
Back to you, Clip.
All right. I will steer the ship. Troy D. Wild night last night, just following along what was happening in the conference realignment news. And boy, did it feel great. I tweeted it out, but to be the screwer rather than the screwee.
Interesting way to put it. And that's kind of how I felt too. I didn't word it like that, but I do. I totally agree with the way you felt. ECU and the American have always gotten the short end of the stick.
Yep.
And it's kind of nice to see them. And listen, I don't encourage this in real life to people, but we have been bullied for a long, long time in the world of college football. Us, the conference, you know what I'm talking about. Always being, put belittled, put down.
All the schools left out of the power.
It's
conference.
nice to see Mike Oresco and the AAC and with their media partner ESPN, you know what, do a little bullying on their own. And they see blood in the water with the Big 12. The only reason the Big 12 is together right now is because OU and Texas stayed in. If they leave, the Big 12 basically implodes. The American, you could make a case, is a stronger conference than what's left in the Big 12. The American is the one that should do the poaching. They are the ones that should be the sharks in the water, sensing blood, going in for the kill shot. The American looks like it's doing that with the help of Mike Oresco and ESPN, and I love it.
It's great to have. We all love ESPN now, right? We've hated it for years, and
finally,
now
it's to our advantage to be partnered with ESPN.
We love ESPN.
Yeah.
Thank you, ESPN. So, Troy, I found it hilarious earlier today. There was a story on ESPN.com about Bob Bowlesby from the Big 12 saying that the ESPN has conspired. And here's the story. Big 12 alleges ESPN trying to destabilize the league. This is on ESPN.com.
Right.
ESPN.
This is really getting like Matrix wild on how they report on this stuff now.
I did find it interesting. They just popped up the Associated Press story.
Yeah.
Rather than someone from ESPN writing a story.
Yeah.
Now ESPN does have a story, Troy. ESPN is reporting on ESPN.com that ESPN responds to Big 12 letter accusing the network and says they have bolstered their response. They said there is nothing to the cease and desist. They have engaged in no wrongful conduct. So ESPN now going back at the Big 12 saying this is all baseless.
But Mike Oresco, as commissioner, can do what he wants, and he can talk to whoever he wants to.
True.
And if he's got it's kind of like the agent, the player never talked to the team, but the agent might have talked to the team, or the coach didn't talk. I didn't talk to anybody. I'm a head coach.
And Bob Bowlesby, I don't think has mentioned Mike Oresco or maybe the American, but not Mike Oresco by name. His problem was with ESPN, trying to help behind the scenes get teams to go from the Big 12 to the American, or at least form some type of merge.
And look, these conversations probably do happen.
Yeah, and I don't care one bit. Like all the hypocrisy with it. Bob Bowlesby crying about this hurting his businesses after he's been on top of the mountain, hurting other schools.
Right.
It's hilarious.
Typical. It's okay if he's doing if he's screwing you over.
Yes.
But the minute, someone's going to get me,
not fair.
Crybaby.
Yep.
Typical bully.
Yep.
The minute you punch them back in the face, I'm sorry. They're in a corner. And you know what? Maybe it's time the Big 12 gets punched in the face. There's a new captain now, and it's called the American.
Captain American. Tony Collins, your thoughts?
I love the memes, by the way.
Tony, how much are you... And again, if you did read these stories every day, it's still kind of hard to figure out what all is happening. All we know for sure, Texas and Oklahoma have said, we're not going to extend our grant of rights after 2025. We're out of the Big 12.
Right.
We're going to the SEC.
How many millions they got to pay to get out of there? Like millions and millions.
Only if they leave early.
Which they still could.
They could, but if they just let their contract expire 2012, they don't pay anything.
Yeah. Now that's a long time from now.
I know.
4 years.
4 years from now.
I predict Lincoln Riley won't be at Oklahoma anymore.
I agree.
Texas coach won't be there. Sarkisian. So like everything's gonna be different then. They might leave before then. But since that's come out, the question has been, and I got to tell you, Troy, I was very skeptical the American could be the hammer here. I thought they'd be the nail instead of the hammer.
Right.
But with ESPN in their corner, it appears that indeed Oresco is trying to put together a group of teams from the Big 12 to join the AAC to keep them strong, keep them together, and to add some really good schools.
And I don't want some of those garbage teams in the Big 12. If we're going to pick them apart, let's pick the best ones. Let's really pick them apart, Cliff. Let's leave the garbage and take the good ones.
What's a garbage team in the Big 12?
That's a good question. I'd love to hear it.
What's a garbage team in the Big 12?
We'll have that discussion later. I just like.
Do you know the teams in the Big 12?
But I'm saying
I don't want Iowa State.
Mostly.
Do you?
Mostly all the.
They're a top 10 preseason football team.
Oh, I don't want to go to Iowa. Leave them.
I tell you what, I'm not being picky at all.
I don't think we can go wrong with some Big 12 teams joining us, man. I don't see how we can.
I
go
say
wrong.
you take the best of the rest.
Which is who?
So we can get our butts beat for 3 or 4 years in a row.
It's not about that, Tony. It's about having money to fund.
Yeah, it's about getting maybe we get extra $15 million a year by getting the right teams.
I don't know. I think any team from the Big 12 would be good for us.
I'm being facetious.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, not in a spot to be picky at this point. But man, how awesome would it be to keep what we have together and to add those teams and to be a player and all.
And if the Big 12 was gone, Mike Oresco is truly would be his power six. American would be a Power 5 conference.
He just got
division has become a reality.
He actually moved in. Forget Power 6. He moved into the 5.
Correct,
because he deleted one of them.
Right. You got to get rid of that Power 6 crap, Mike.
Unreal.
How many teams do we have in American right now?
We have 11
football.
Yeah. So
you could add 5.
I would like to add 5.
Yeah.
Go all the way to 16, huh?
Yeah, that's what the SEC's doing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we copy everything they do.
Correct.
Yeah, that's
whatever the SEC does, we do. If the SEC walks off a cliff, the American walks off a cliff. We do. We mirror ourselves as we want to be the little SEC.
It's not a bad conference to mirror.
We're the mirror image of them, just smaller. We ought to be the CES conference.
SEC added Texas. We'll take Texas Tech.
Yeah.
It would just
Southeastern Conference will be the conference of the South.
Oklahoma, Baylor's close to there. We'll take Baylor. Yeah. So I don't know, man. Look, we are talking about basketball. Doesn't come up in any of these discussions. Baylor just won the national championship in basketball.
Kansas has a pretty good program.
Kansas, I've heard of their program.
They're decent.
Before. So, like, that is, that's something you're adding as well if you are able to. Somebody put together. Troy.
I don't want Kansas State. We're the purple team. We don't need any more purple teams.
No K-State.
Yeah, so I ruled them out for that.
All right.
Sorry, Wildcats.
I'll have to pull this up. You don't want to go to Manhattan? Not that Manhattan.
Kansas.
Somebody put together this. If you take the Big 12, add Army, you get a 20-team super conference with pretty
I kind of like it
geographically split divisions. You've got East Carolina, UCF, South Florida, Tulane, Memphis.
Southeast Conference.
You've got in the Northeast, Cincinnati, Navy, Temple, West Virginia, Army.
Yeah.
Northwest, Iowa State, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, Tulsa.
Yeah.
And then your Texas conference is Houston, SMU, TCU, Texas Tech, Baylor. When you look at the map like that,
it makes sense, actually.
It's spread out thousands of miles, but like right
if
here.
you look at it regionally and the pods that a lot of these conferences talk about doing now. Even the SEC is talking about doing it in a pod system. It could work.
And heck, if you didn't throw Army in there and could get another one, Troy, we're a lot closer actually to Navy, Temple, West Virginia, Cincinnati.
Isn't it amazing just how the tide has turned? How
how every option is on the table too.
And when you look at what they're doing for postseason and how they're opening that up to really have more access.
Going 12 teams.
Yeah, and it would open it up for if ECU was to run the table, they'd be in the big dance, so to speak. Where right now that teams that have run the table in our conference have been shut out. Opening up the postseason and possibly strengthening the American. It's incredible how much just changed in just the past month or two.
Now, we're on a high right now. How confident are you that this is actually all going to happen?
I think things are going to happen. I think there'll be more twists and turns that none of us can predict right now. And I think as we
go through this, there will be unintended consequences. There'll be some good things. There'll be bad things. But absolutely,
this is the most positive I've felt about East Carolina's position. Since all this came
now,
out.
the Big 12, obviously, just by the way they're acting publicly. With what's the guy's name? Bowlesby?
Bob Bowlesby.
Did you see a signature, by the way, on the cease and desist letter?
It looked like nutty.
The guy should be fired just for the way he signs his name. But anyway,
we have a Bob Bowlesby cut that we ran back in the day.
If he is that emotional and irrational and like desperate publicly, like with this letter and what he's saying in the media, can you imagine what he's thinking behind closed doors? He's got to be freaking the F out. You know?
And Oresco's like the end of Scarface, sitting in his chair.
Oresco's not talking to anybody. Hadn't said a word. You can't get to him. And he is just pushing the buttons behind the scenes with the big cigar.
Puppet master.
Laughing his behind off. I love it. I'm on Team Oresco with this.
This audio is going to come back to haunt us.
Oh, yeah.
It's all going to change.
Watch the American completely implode.
We're partying today, and like it's going to be
tomorrow.
Different.
8 teams from the American have left for the Big 12.
East Carolina joins Chowan. Troy, when I say anything is on the table, that's not just me talking. The outgoing president of Florida State, John Thrasher. That's a cool name.
Florida State, pretty well-known program. Current member of the ACC.
Yeah, and very happy there.
Yeah.
And will be there forever.
Yeah.
He said, quote, "I don't want Florida State to be left behind. I consider us as part of the ACC, but I also know that we have a marquee name. Clemson has a marquee name. I think there might be people coming after us. I don't know, but we've got to get prepared no matter what the options are."
Say that publicly, by the way. This is not behind closed doors.
Now, he is the outgoing. Before his retirement, he said this, but either way, he's saying it out to everyone that, we're in a conference right now. It doesn't mean that we won't jump to another league.
Hey,
there is no loyalty at all anymore.
Don't forget about us. If you're expanding now, your friends down here in Florida.
Unbelievable. Like, what if North Carolina or somebody, came out and said this?
Well, and should the SEC look at Florida State? That's a natural fit right there. If they're going to expand. And should they expand to more than 16 teams? Maybe they go to
what's their end game? To have their own league? Like
perhaps. Yes.
Well, if that's the case, you take every team.
You cherry pick the best teams out of whatever conference you want that are willing to go, like the ACC. And then you form a 20-team super conference.
Wow. I don't know. There's no rules on it. They're doing what they
you
want.
Have 10 on each side.
SEC is making the rules.
Correct.
And
they're big enough and they're strong enough that people, if you get an invite to the SEC, are you turning it down, Clip Rock?
Hell no.
If you're in the ACC, but you go to the SEC and make SEC money, you can do okay in the ACC. But the SEC is next level.
What if you're North Carolina and you're like the old head in the ACC, the blue blood? I don't think they jump.
I don't know.
I think they stay and try to be the big dog.
I could see NC State taking the offer.
I could see that to get away from, to be the only North Carolina school in the SEC. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'd be willing to talk to them in East Carolina if they were interested.
So you're not
to be the only. I'm not saying we have to be Big 12. I'm saying we should entertain the SEC. Maybe they want to be more than 16 teams. Maybe they would like the entire North Carolina market.
Somehow this made Troy even cockier overnight. We're turning down K-State.
You think the ACC will want us, though?
I don't. Screw the ACC. I got bigger pictures
Troy
from them.
SEC.
We either enhance the American or we go to the SEC. We pick apart the Big 12 like vultures, and you take what you want.
So we want to go to the SEC and get money, but get our butts beat for about.
Well, that's a negative attitude, Clip. With that attitude, we're going to. Thank God you're not coach.
I'm just telling you the facts, bro. Come on,
Tony, that's why
right now.
That's why the Texas-Oklahoma thing, from a competitive standpoint, makes no sense.
I know, I understand that.
It's not about that at all. Like, the coaches aren't making this decision.
No, it's the administrators. It's about the money and the exposure. It's this next level. It's the step up for those guys.
Yeah, I can see the step up, but at the same time, man, we're going to be losing a lot of games.
And ECU would absolutely
just think about it.
Sell their soul to the devil to make that money and to go 0-12.
The SEC is not going to happen, so don't get too geeked up about that.
I know that.
Playing a fantasy right there. But you never know. And then, hey, look, you never know.
Everything's on the table.
Yeah, I do think that the American getting aggressive is real. It could be a good possibility.
That's awesome. That again, last night was great. Today, just feeling like we're finally. I don't know if we're fully in control, but I didn't see this happening. I thought the Big 12 would just add a couple and go on about their business. Yeah. That does not appear to be the case right now.
They look weak.
The house of cards is coming down.
I wouldn't be so quick to jump to the Big 12 right now.
No.
Anybody, you might be better off hanging tight, seeing where the dust settles. And I do find it interesting, the Big 12 commissioner in complete panic mode and the AAC commissioner just chilling.
Just the fact that the American is stronger than the Big 12, and you can say that factually, is amazing. I mean, it's something I thought I'd never say.
When you take those two football schools out, you can make the argument, and it's probably something Phil Steele could verify for you, that the AAC is a better football conference.
Argue, yeah. In fact, I could go get his magazine right now and tell you if that's true or not regarding his power poll.
Right.
Can we do it during the break?
If you want to.
All right. Shirley, we need to make somebody a winner right now on Pirate Radio Live.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
All right, 317-1250 is the number. I believe we have a giveaway, something new today, Shirley.
Yes, we have a $25 gift card to E&S Hemp Company up for grabs.
E&S Hemp Company, $25 gift card can be yours if you are caller number
10.
Caller 10, 317-1250. We'll be back. A lot more to talk about, more Elama talk, NFL talk as well. Training camps are underway. We are 1 week from the first preseason game. This is the last Thursday of 2021 with no football.
Wow. And this is one of the last days in July, Cliff. Next time I talk to you, it'll be August.
That is a fact as well. Take a time out, come back, have more for you after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
There's nothing more important than protecting your family. Fire ants can cause painful allergic reactions and even death. Protect your loved ones at home where you should feel the safest. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com to learn of our once-a-year treatment to guarantee you stay fire ant free. Tested and proven effective by your Eastern North Carolina exterminating professionals at Pest Tech of Greenville. Mention the crying baby for an extra 10% off.
Alone, chicken, onions, peppers, and cheese have potential. Together, they have a purpose, a destiny, and a name. Jersey Mike's number 16 Chicken Philly, because grilled to order makes a sub above. At Jersey Mike's, we take great satisfaction in getting that perfect meat slice. Yes. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh, because slice to order makes a sub above.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Ready to travel and take a trip this summer? Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has recently added more American Airlines flights. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly. Here with Melissa from E&S Hemp Company. Melissa, tell us how your products and services can help people.
Well, for over 2.5 years, the team at E&S Hemp Company has been helping educate our community on the many benefits of our products. Our customers have seen great success dealing with everything from stress, anxiety, fatigue, pain, and PTSD, just to name a few. You can come in today and our staff can help you find the best products for your needs. You can visit us at Fire Tower Road near Sam Jones Barbecue or enshempcompany.com.
Hello, this is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now's the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage at historically low rates. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, Troy D here for my friends at Villa Verde. If you know me, you know I love being outside, but finding a good place to eat outside can sometimes be tough. Well, our pals at Villa Verde have fixed that. Not only does Villa Verde have awesome, unique, one-of-a-kind dishes here in Greenville, they also have a brand new outside dining area. And this outside area is sweet. It's covered, you're in the shade, and cooling fans are on. Enjoy the comfort and relaxation of dining outside with our friends at Villa Verde. Villa Verde on 10th Street, a platform for good.
Ahoy there, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express, your local tire and wheel shop in Greenville, offering affordable, easy payment options for easy ownership, savvy? Our customers love our treasure of tires and wheels, easy payment options, and customer care package, too. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. The Tarboro River Bandits are back. Come experience the best collegiate baseball around this summer. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit TarboroughRiverBandits.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. Is the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. Make up to $1,000 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay. And congratulations to Sydney Pennell of Winterville. Picked up a $25 gift card to E&S Hemp Company. Are you one who has been waiting before trying CBD? Well, E&S Hemp is the area's leader in CBD, and they want to educate you on how their products work. Get relief from stress, anxiety, fatigue, pain, and PTSD today at E&S Hemp on Fire Tower Road in Greenville, I should say. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Alrighty, back with you here on PRL on a Thursday. Major NBA trade about to go down. LeBron is assembling his super team in L.A., Tony Collins. The Lakers, according to Adrian Wojnarowski, are very near a deal to acquire Russell Westbrook for Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, also a 2021 first-round pick. So Westbrook, LeBron, AD would be the trio.
How do you think that Westbrook will work with those guys?
Westbrook just never seems to work with anybody. Like, he is an amazing player. He doesn't play well with others, or like they say about kids. So I don't know.
Maybe LeBron can calm him down some.
Maybe so, but that is a huge deal. A few hours ahead of the NBA draft. That's crazy. All right, Troy D, we're talking college football.
Yeah, before we do, I just wanted to just real quick. We have a lot of fun, but I just wanted to mention we got a few folks in the Pirate Radio family that are experiencing some tough times right now, and a lot of folks know Chris Stansberry. He used to actually be the host of our fifth quarter post-game call-in show many years ago. Longtime Pirate fans will remember. Chris currently at East Carolina University in the student life division. Chris is an absolute great guy, great Pirate. Worked one time at Channel 9 as Brian Bailey's number 2. I was really saddened to learn last night that Chris had a very serious medical condition, ended up having a tear in his aorta, which I'm not a medical expert, but did not sound good. They thought surgery could take possibly 12 hours. He was in surgery for 5 hours, and here at East Carolina, they said right now he's trying. They're still having under anesthesia, so he is still not back yet. But he's expecting to be in the hospital for like 10 days, possibly longer. You can imagine the recovery for this thing is very tough. So our prayers to Chris Stansberry, his family. Have been in contact with Terry, his wife, and just tough stuff there when I heard that last night. And a lot of people know Chris in the community at the university, or as I said, will remember him as part of our Pirate Radio family. So wanted to let folks know we're thinking about him, and we'll try and keep you updated. Also close to home, Shirley, I know his mom was in the hospital earlier today, fell, and hopefully she's doing a little bit better, and hopefully out of the hospital.
Unfortunately, no, she's still there. She's not responding to the initial medication that they gave her, so they're going to order a CT scan to make sure there's not a microfracture anywhere that they're not seeing in the initial x-rays. So she's still at the hospital, but at least for now, not in as much pain as she was earlier.
We're thinking about her too. So hopefully a recovery for your mom and also Chris Stansberry. So keep them in your thoughts and prayers, part of our Pirate Radio family here. But I'm not trying to bring the show down, Clip, but I think it's important that we let folks know about that.
That is real life. All this other stuff is just kind of fun nonsense that we like to bring to the program. So, yeah, I saw the Stansberry news. His wife had posted that 5-hour surgery sounds like a long time, but when it was thought to be before that 12 to 14 hours, the fact that they could do it in 5 was a very positive development, I think. So, we're hoping for the best for Stans and his family there. All right, Troy, you want to move on to NFL?
Yeah, sure.
All right, well, let's get to the Brady audio. Tom Brady's interesting because he can go from a very relatable, normal guy to also a Hollywood untouchable elite. He's all in the same. When he wears the Uggs and has the almost plastic chiseled looking face, he doesn't look real.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
he's like a supermodel.
You can get him in an interview where he's like a funny dude. Yeah. Like a good guy.
Or almost when he's with Gronk, almost goofy. Yeah. Almost borders on geeky.
When he got off that party boat, Tony, and he had his legs were
somebody was holding him.
He was drunk.
We can all relate to that, right?
Now, sometimes he turns into a Don Rickles Chuckle Hut type guy, and you put him a microphone in front of him, he's got jokes.
This is from when the Bucks were at the White House, Shirley. Shirley, hit the Tom Brady cut from when he was at the White House.
This was last week now.
This is very recent.
Yeah, very recent audio.
Just happened last
First
week.
time we've played it on Pirate Radio.
That is true. And here it goes.
We got on a roll. Not a lot of people, think that we could have won. And in fact, I think about 40% of the people still don't think we won.
I understand that.
You understand that, Mr. President?
I understand that.
Yeah. You understand that.
Topical.
Wait, it keeps going, right?
That's all I got.
Oh, he had more jokes than that, too. I thought you were going to play the whole thing.
I didn't know he went on from there.
He did. He had other jokes from there.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's play it next week. It'll only be 2 weeks.
That's fine. We'll do it. I want to hear the other jokes. The other jokes were funny. Were funnier.
Yeah, because he kind of made a joke about Biden, too, because he said, I forgot that it was 4th down. Yeah,
that was what I want to hear. He talked about.
I didn't know that.
Because one time in my whole football career, I was in Chicago, and I lost track of downs. One time, and that's all people want to talk about. And then he related it back to
Biden.
Yeah, he goes, you know what that's like, President Biden?
That is pretty funny, actually. I never saw that part. I only saw the percent part that we played there. All right. More Tom Brady jokes. It'll be a recurring segment. We'll play one a week.
It'll be recently played audio.
Recent Tom Brady jokes is the new Thursday segment.
Can he do back-to-back?
Hell yeah, he can, because you know why? They have every single starter back from last year.
Defense, man.
Which is nuts.
That defense is something terrible.
In 2021, the ability for them to cook the books, they got to be doing something illegal. To have every single starter back under contract, that everything's cool, that's incredible. You never see that happen in the NFL these days.
Yeah, especially nowadays. But I think the guys they really believe they all come back. They can do this thing all over again. It'd be even better this time.
And one thing Tom did in New England, and he's doing now, and he's got other players to do it, is look out for the team rather than themselves.
Yeah,
they'll take that little pay cut, pay the other guys, and that's how you put together.
That's how you win Super Bowls.
Other NFL news that did hit this week, first time since I've been able to talk about it being on the air clip. ECU's own Justin Hardy,
awesome
signing.
The Bears, The Bears.
They recognized. They said this guy deserves a chance. He's been overlooked, and I feel that he will make the most of this opportunity. Signs with the Chicago Bears. And I think this is going to be great for Justin and great for the Bears.
He should get playing time, a lot of playing time for Chicago.
I think you're going to see him with a lot of activity this year.
No, messed Justin up is the kid from Alabama. What's that kid's name when he went to Atlanta?
Oh, Calvin Ridley?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
What you want as a wide receiver is to go to a franchise that hasn't had a good quarterback since 1985. Great landing spot.
Justin Fields. They got a great one now.
How about the Justins teaming up?
Justin to Justin. Can you see the connection? I saw.
How about Andy to Justin?
Let's just go
That
to
don't
Justin.
sound as good, does it?
No. Justin to Justin connection sounds great. I saw Justin Hardy. I think it was either Facebook. I think it was Facebook where he put the hashtag bear down. He had the symbol of the bear and the down thing that I do all the time. It almost made me get emotional. I was like, oh my God. I use bear down all the time and with the symbols. And I was like, man, he already knows it. This is awesome. Welcome to the family again, Justin. It's great to have you.
Jordy, fired up.
I got to tell you, I've been fired up twice this week with stuff as far as sports. I've been fired up about Justin Hart. I was excited to get that news. Like, I haven't been excited in a while about the Bears since draft day. I was excited about draft day. When they signed Justin, I was fired up about it. I was excited last night seeing the AAC trying to put the hammer with ESPN on the Big 12. I was excited about that. It's good to be excited again, Clip.
It's fun, right?
I haven't been excited in the world of sports in a while.
Yeah, exciting time.
I was excited to see USA win gold in swimming.
When did that happen?
I don't know. Did it?
Last week it was old news.
Didn't the guy win the 100 meters?
Who's the guy?
Dressel or what? Dressel.
I've got Tom Brady audio.
Oh, you got it? The Chicago audio?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Let's hear.
What, are you gonna play it off your phone?
Yeah, go ahead.
My personal soundboard.
Oh, right.
Awesome. It's gonna cost us extra. Go ahead.
We had a game in Chicago where I forgot what down it was. I lost track of one down in 21 years of playing, and they started calling me Sleepy Tom. Why would they do that to me?
I thought that was pretty funny.
That was pretty good. Sleepy Tom. Get it?
All right. Tom Brady jokes.
By the way,
Thursday.
you remember
Tom Brady's getting old enough to be to have the actual dad jokes.
You know who the Bears beat that game? Tom Brady.
That's right.
Buccaneers.
Yes. Thursday Night Football.
Yep. That was a big win.
That's the picture where he's like this.
That was, yeah. And it was he was trying to go for a fifth down. Last time I checked, they don't allow 5 downs. But that was a big win for the Bears, showing they could be Super Bowl champions by beating the Super Bowl champions like that.
All right. That's good.
When are y'all raising the banner?
Did they make? You know me. I've raised banners for less. Did they make the playoffs last year?
They did, because they let an extra team in.
I put a banner up for that too.
They played on Nickelodeon,
Tony. They had to let an extra team in, and the game was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, we got.
But they made it. They
booted Rugrats for the Chicago Bears.
And by the way, Mitchell Trubisky was the MVP. Right? He won the MVP, the fan vote there. So you got a lot going for you there.
Yeah, it was a rigged election. That one was.
Man,
that really was.
Yes.
A rigged election.
That was a setup.
Yeah.
Tony, what the Patriots doing? What do you think?
Man, we got our defense back, so I think we're going to win the division. I can't see us going any farther than that because, you got Kansas City. I mean, I don't think nobody's beating Kansas City again. Kansas City's going to go back to the Super Bowl if they stay healthy.
Tony,
but we can win our division.
Ever since I've known you, you have roasted the Bills on Facebook every season. All that's coming back to haunt you now.
No, it's not.
They did last year. It's going to happen again this year. It's going to happen again this year.
I guarantee.
Oh my God!
I guarantee that
another one.
The Bills will not win the division. It'll be New England.
Wow! All right. So for the record, we need to keep a running record of these. Last week was a guarantee. ECU will beat Appalachian State to start the season.
I feel better about that
Charlotte.
one. This one.
And now the Bills will not win the division.
The Patriots will.
All right.
Kind of a double guarantee there. Like Bills are not going to win. Patriots will.
All right. Yeah.
I don't know, Tony.
It's 2 guarantees on the board early in the year.
Believe, man. Watch what I tell you now.
I did find something, Tony, for you.
We're gonna shock a lot of people this year
for your next busted guarantee.
We're gonna shock a lot of people.
This is going to shock you when you see this, Tony.
Let's see what I can do here. Hold on.
I'm voting no to this, by the way.
I have a lot of photos.
Does he have me naked? I mean,
no, I do not have you naked. I do not have you naked, but I
always want you to get naked.
Someone sent this to me. They said, "Can you believe this is real?"
Put on the tutu.
They said, "There's a new invention called the brokini."
The who?
The brokini.
The brokini.
It's a bikini for men, and it looks like this, and that is what you will wear on the show.
That's not gonna happen.
When you have a busted guarantee, it is a brokini.
That's not gonna happen. Yeah, I got to think of something else.
So, does he have to do that pose where his legs are all spread out?
Facebook and YouTube would probably kick us off.
How would you describe that clip? It's kind of like
you've got the one Andre the Giant strap.
Yeah, you got that strap that goes down.
Looks
that
like
kind of connects to a Speedo. Almost,
that's going to cover up your right nipple.
Yeah, maybe.
We go down and
connects to a bottom.
It is a legit
like a tight.
bikini bottom.
Yeah, bikini bottom.
Yeah,
with the strap that holds it up. Yeah.
Haven't seen the back. I don't believe it's a thong.
What if you saw someone at the beach wearing a bikini?
Where'd you find that anywhere?
I told you.
Troy's Google history is crazy.
I have a lot of friends that uncover things. I mean, Tony, don't ask about where I get things from. Okay. You don't want it. You can't handle the truth.
Okay, I got you.
If I saw somebody wearing that on the beach, I would mind my own business. And
yeah, let's keep on walking.
Look at the sand.
Oh, I'd take a picture. I'd take a picture and send it to you guys. Look, there's a guy with a brokini. I told you it was a thing.
You would take several pictures and show us.
It's going to be a strange day when we start saying, "Hey, nice brokini. I've got the same one at the house."
So that's your busted guarantee.
Oh man,
no, that's not gonna happen.
What?
You gotta think
that's kind of tame compared to what you normally do.
I've never been in no brokini.
No, but usually you like want to be buck naked.
He never goes men's clothes, Troy.
Yeah.
It's usually women, so the brokini would be.
Sorry, I'll get a female bikini. Make you feel better, Tony.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. Okay.
So did you bring in some dog treats for us?
Oh yeah,
I did.
We were gonna taste them on the air, weren't we?
Well, you gotta get them from Shirley now because she already bought them.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Shirley, are they good? Have you tried them yet?
Tony was going to eat one on the air.
I think Shirley's
Tony
gonna.
said they're made with human normal stuff.
You can't eat them.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna.
Tony was going to bite one on the air.
No, don't open her bag. It's
you told me you tasted it.
I eat them all the time.
Tony gave me a great sales pitch,
all
though.
the time.
They're like protein bars from Tony Collins.
When I give my dog a treat, I take a treat.
You know what? I've been good today.
You win, I win.
He gave me a great sales pitch. However,
do you go outside and use the bathroom with the dog?
When he goes, I go.
The dog goes up to Tony and lifts the arm, and Tony shakes his hand. And Tony grabs the treat.
Does the dog put the leash on you and take you outside?
We both get a treat every time he gets a treat. I get a treat.
That's hilarious.
Oh, you're both dogs.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tony C. That's awesome. All right, let's get our final break in. We'll come back. We'll have more for you on a Thursday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Troy D. Touchdown, Tony Collins. More to go after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get a 2021 Buick Enclave and save over $6,000 off or 0% for 72 months. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
I can't think of anyone who doesn't love a clean car, but how often do you actually go to the car wash? Does it take too long, or maybe it's just not a very nice place? Tommy's Express changes everything. Our wash is bright, inviting, clean, and fast.
I love the flat conveyor belt. So easy to pull onto, much smoother ride, and safer for my car.
And when you join Tommy Club, you can wash as often as you like for one low monthly price.
I save money and time.
We're Tommy's Express.
Tommy's Express Wash, now open on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road in Greenville.
The Tarboro River Bandits are back, and this year we'll have a full season, and all fans are welcome this year. Come watch some of the best collegiate baseball around with over 20 Division I players on this active roster looking to compete at a high level. We have a family-friendly atmosphere, awesome stadium, food and drink specials, plus the coldest beer on the East. Come do something different with the family this summer with the Tarboro River Bandits. 29 home games to choose from. Tickets available at the gate or online at TarboroughRiverbandits.com.
This is Dr. Anthony Scalick from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center of Greenville. We offer a variety of services including arthroscopic surgery, sports medicine, carpal tunnel surgery, general orthopedics, fracture care, total joint replacement, physical therapy, and on-site MRIs. For experienced and professional medical care, visit our office on W.H. Smith Boulevard in Greenville and online at orthoeast.com. Orthopedics East, providing services to ECU and Pitt County athletics for over 35 years. Go Pirates!
Did you know time spent outdoors can help improve your children's health and bring balance to their life? The Outdoor Heritage Advisory Council invites you to join the Patch program. This program is for any child under the age of 16 and includes activities like fishing, hunting, and hiking. These are just one of the many ways you can earn the exclusive patches from the Outdoor Heritage Council. For more information on how to sign up and get your adventure started, visit outdoorheritage.nc.gov.
It's bow time. It's the same song, different tune. The family debates dinner, but all you're craving is a double serving of aspirin. So drop a big bow box on that pack of picky eaters. Cause when you can get 8 pieces of chicken with 4 made-from-scratch biscuits, 2 fixins, and tea, dinner's easier than hitting mute on the group chat. Bojangles, it's bow time.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
This is ECU Assistant Football Coach Roy Tesh, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. The Tarboro River Bandits are back. Come experience the best collegiate baseball around this summer. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit TarboroughRiverBandits.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your stock market. It was a good day for the Dow. It was up 153 points at 35,084. NASDAQ was up 30 at 15,048, and the S&P was ahead 18 points at 4,419. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report for a personal look into investing. Call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into the show. Here's Clip Rock.
All right, Troy D. 26 minutes ago, the SEC, the official site of the Southeastern Conference, tweeted out a story. The SEC presidents and chancellors voted unanimously to extend a membership to the Oklahoma Sooners and Texas Longhorns to join the SEC effective July 1, 2025.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking a week ago wondering how real the stuff was, or two when the story first came out, because we're like, wow, this kind of, not a lot of people were reporting it at first. And then boom, it just blew up.
And here we are. And again, that number, that 2025 is so far down the road. Is it really going to take that long, or will they find the change, the chump change to get out?
I think, you say that far, but it really, this year will go by fast, and we're in 2022, and then it's just a few seasons away.
We're still talking 4 seasons.
Yeah, but in the big picture, that's
5 seasons.
It goes by fast. Now, I agree with you. They may try and come to some settlement where they don't have to wait that long, but if they do finish it out, then they can exit without any penalty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. A lot can happen in 5 years like that. Like a Scotty Montgomery tenure and a Mike Houston 2 years. It's a long time, Troy.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Yeah, but that, they got to let these contracts expire.
Yeah. And boy, what is it all going to look
like? But let's just say they do stay. That the rest of the Big 12 is like, jerks.
Well, here's my question. So they outlawed the hook 'em horns down. If you do that to Texas, you get a penalty now.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Well, hell, now the conference is going to be doing that to them.
Exactly. Are they going back on that ruling because Texas is leaving? Why are we being?
That was actually a ruling for.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
And Troy, we talked about this too. Remember when East Carolina left the Colonial for Conference USA?
Yeah.
They were not allowed to participate in the basketball tournament, correct?
Yeah, I think that you're bringing back some memories. I think they were like shut out.
Hey, Big 12 should do this.
I would think that would cost them some money if they keep.
It would, but at what point do you
yourselves? Do you want to shoot yourself in the foot?
I don't know. What's more important, money or pride? I guess is the question.
Well, with these conferences, money.
Money is, yeah. Texas, Oklahoma, come on and play.
Hey, we can get extra $50 million. Come on.
I think it'd be awesome. It would never happen if they say, "All right, you're not allowed to participate in our championship, or our basketball tournament, or baseball tournament."
Yeah, I don't see that, but
Hey, Bob Bowlesby, grow a pair and do it.
I do love that Mike Oresco feels it's like owning Bowlesby right now.
Right now.
Nothing could change tomorrow.
Yeah.
But right now, it's kind of nice to see.
Tony, what you got going on this weekend?
Getting ready to go see my grandkids.
All right.
Yeah, next week. So
You around next week?
Cammy?
I'll be gone. No.
You'll be gone.
Well, we'll see Cammy on the way.
Could be another viral video.
Stop in Charlotte, then we stop in New Orleans, and then we head to Texas.
All right.
Good deal. Yep. So when will we see you again?
No, next week, right?
About 2 weeks.
All right.
Man, we'll be in preseason football by then.
That would be the great time.
How about
for me
this?
to come.
Text me when you get back in town.
Absolutely.
So we'll get you booked back on the show.
Absolutely.
2 Thursdays, Tony. 2 weeks from tonight, Washington football team versus New England Patriots. Preseason football.
Preseason?
2 weeks.
I won't.
I know, but that's football.
Yeah.
When's Hard Knocks start?
Later than I thought, Troy D. I want to say that we are still 2 weeks away from that. Even though the Hall of Fame game is next week, I want to say maybe Wednesday the 11th.
I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah, actually. Still got a little ways to wait for that.
It's on HBO again?
Yes, sir. All right. Hey, Outer Banks tomorrow.
Does it start tomorrow?
Yes.
Outer Banks?
I just remembered.
What's Outer Banks?
It's one of the greatest, most awful shows on Netflix.
Yeah,
awful shows.
It's terrible on Netflix.
But
All right, I'm in.
It's terrible, and I couldn't stop watching. And Troy was in the same boat.
Yeah,
it's terrible, but you couldn't stop watching.
Yeah, I was hooked.
I got hooked in.
Yeah,
I'm not
because of the Outer Banks thing.
No, well, I started watching because of that.
Yeah,
but then I got hooked in for the story.
This drama, it's like it's mystery,
and it's all at the beach.
Yeah,
it's kind of, I don't know. It's the same thing's going to happen again, Clip.
What? It's going to be.
It's going to get me hooked.
We're going to hooked. I know.
Yes. Oh yeah, we're going to be talking Pogues next week.
We'll talk at least. Don't binge it all. I'm going to try not to binge it all.
All right, I'm not. I won't.
Yeah.
I might just try and watch one episode then.
All right. I don't think I can only do one. I'm going to probably watch it all this weekend.
Is it that good?
No, but yes.
But once you watch one, it sucks.
I don't understand. No, but yes.
Have you ever had a show that's like, this isn't that good, but man, they hooked me for the next episode?
I got to see what happens.
That is this show for whatever reason, Tony. I don't know.
Go watch this. You have Netflix?
Yeah.
Go watch season 1 Outer Banks tonight.
Okay.
No, go watch it and report back to me.
If the first episode ain't hitting no none,
then watch the first episode.
I'll watch the first episode.
We'll report back to me.
Yeah,
shoot me a text and let me know what you think.
I'll report back.
All right.
Shirley Chandler, we'll see you Friday at 3. We'll talk to Donnie Kirkpatrick, ECU offensive coordinator, coming up Friday on Pirate Radio Live. Troy D, Tony Collins.
Deserved.
I'm Clip Rock. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is